Happy Friday, everybody. Friendly Friday is here. We made it. Congratulations, you made it through another work week. I'm just stirring my coffee over here. I'm ready for a relaxing morning. I don't have OHOD in the box immediately, so that's good news. I thought that might happen again today. I thought he might be waiting for me, but he wasn't. No HOD. No HOD Friday. That's what we'll call it. Thank God. That song gets me pumped too, Kelly. I'm with you on that. Shout out to Biter for making that theme music for us. It's lovely. Get compliments on it all the time, and I appreciate those in the RTP Discord for always looking out for Peepaw and making sure I look less and less like an idiot every single day. It's wonderful. You missed the you got to be here on time to catch the intro. Sorry about that. Got to be on time. Good to see everybody though. I've got some stuff to cover today. Not a massive news story day, but some news, and we'll get right in. We'll get right into it. First, I want to show. I just thought it was funny. Somebody pulled a pretty good prank on Justin Trudeau. I want to show it to you real fast here. Let's switch over to the video. This is I don't know who this is, to be honest. I just saw this and I thought it was funny. So that's how we're gonna start things off today.
Oh, what's it gonna be?
Oh, come on.
Oh no, wait. Good luck.
That. More of these flags everywhere, please.
Good luck in 2025, because you're gonna need it. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. What's a nice
I like the little bro hug there at the end too. I was a big fan
what's
of the
it
bro
gonna
hug
be?
at the end. He is going to need it. Trudeau is dealing with the same shit that virtually everybody who isn't a alt-right fascist is dealing with right now, in that their country is coming out of tough economic times, or they're still struggling with tough economic times, and they just give up. They're like, you know what? Fuck it. We're just going to go strongman. We're going to go with the strongman dictator. Which is a good segue. This wasn't in order. I don't know why I didn't think this would I don't know why I didn't think to put this in order, but where did it go? Now I'm just not going to be able to find it. Son of a bitch. Here we are. It's an article from The Guardian. Guardian article, and you can find this in our Discord. I'll share it. Whoever's sharing the articles today will share it in the Discord. This is it's actually from December 18th. Title is "Everything is So Bad. Argentina's Poor Hit Hard by Milei's Chainsaw Measures." So I'm gonna read some of this because I thought the writing was really good too. So not just the reporting, but the writing was really impactful. The author here is Harriet Barber, Tom Phillips, and Facundo Iglesia, who is in Buenos Aires. Late at night, a young father stands in a dumpster in Buenos Aires, passing scraps and discarded food to his wife and two young children. In a subway station, a homeless couple sleep in an unoccupied corner, their heads sheltered by cardboard boxes. On the streets in the city slums known as Villas Miseria, children queue for plastic containers of food, their parents hiding out of sight. Such scenes have become increasingly common as Argentina faces some of its harshest austerity measures yet. Under the right-wing president Javier Milei, who came to power a year ago, public spending has been slashed, wages depressed, tens of thousands of government employees laid off, and subsidies for energy and transport has ended. Does that sound familiar? Sound familiar to anybody? Like Milei, I don't know. Milei might be just doing Doge. And by the way, he and Elon are friends. Milei is a big fan of Elon. Elon is a big fan of Milei. And Elon has been all over social media praising Argentina and saying how great it is, because Argentina basically did the strategy that Elon's talking about. They just slashed everything. And where they've succeeded is in GDP. Where they've struggled is taking care of their poor. And that seems to be the disconnect between the right and the left all across the world. The right will look at things like GDP. They will look at things like total earnings. They will look at things like wealth by their richest people and say success. Meanwhile, on our side of the aisle, we look more at like it's not really a success if people aren't able to survive. Argentina's Minister of Deregulation and State Transformation, which is just their version of Doge, said, "I'm very happy with the job we've been doing and praised the government's difficult, bold decisions. We believe things have worked much better than anybody could have imagined. I think people feel the same thing. There's an increased optimism. If you go and you see like there's pictures of Milei, like for example, actually I'll just share the screen with you. For example, this was included in the article of Milei holding up a chainsaw. Just saying, like, this is what we're doing to our budget, right? We're going to slash our budget. You'll notice behind him, like, the people that are with him, they're not poor people. You can see an Apple Watch here. You can see some sort of jewelry there. They're nicely dressed. They don't appear to be hurting for money. And they're like, yay, our GDP went up and we're doing better. And those are the images that Elon keeps sharing over and over and over again. On Monday, the National Statistics Agency announced that Argentina had exited a severe recession, with GDP growing by 3.9% from July to September compared with the previous quarter. Milei's severe spending cuts have hit the poor hard. Statistics show that for the first half of the year, 53% of Argentina's 45 million people were living in poverty. For those not excellent at math, 22.5 million people are living in poverty. More than half of Argentina's poor. That's a high for the last 2 decades. Hasn't been higher than that in 20 years. And it's up from 41.7% in the second half of 2023, before Milei's effects really took place. So he comes in and he cuts spending, and poverty goes up by 11.3%. Poverty goes up, which is a massive increase, right? We're talking about millions of people at this point. Some 18% were living in extreme poverty, while more than 6 out of 10 children under 14 live below the poverty line. So who's doing well? Retired people, older people, people without children. But people with children, if you have children, it's 60% of you are living below the poverty line. In Barrio Mujica, a poor community where support for Milei was strong last year, many lament the cost cutting. A lot has changed this year for the worse. Milei has cut everything, said Lila Gomez, age 64. The subsidies for gas have been cut. Food prices have increased rapidly. I've had to stop eating meat completely and cut down on the number of meals. Every time I go to the shops, I buy less and less. Drew, Drew, happy Friday. Shut up. This has been going on way before Milei. I know, dummy. I'm giving you the statistics. It got worse under Milei. God damn it, Drew. Don't make me mad this early in the morning. Pay attention. Things were bad. And when you cut and you do the things that all the alt-righters are planning to do in America, things are getting worse. That's the point of this article. The point is not to say that everything was perfect and Milei ruined it. The point is things were bad and Milei said, I'm going to fix it, and he's not fixing it. It's making it worse. And he's doing exactly what our government wants to do. Gomez, who lives in a one-room home, says her monthly rent rocketed from 15,000 pesos, check this out, in December 2023 to 100,000 pesos now. Everything's so bad, I don't know what's going to happen to us next. Nearby, 37-year-old Jessica Tacomas collects her daughter from school, 2 twin babies strapped to her chest. Due to the halting of all public work, she said her husband had struggled to find construction jobs for the first time in 20 years. It's been a really hard year. Everything's up. The food, the buses, the bills, but the salaries are the same. The Libertarian has indeed, speaking of Milei, he's an anarcho-capitalist. He says he's a libertarian, which these days is basically the same thing. The Libertarian has indeed succeeded in slashing the monthly inflation from 26% to 2.7% in October. This is the exact same thing that MAGA was complaining about, right? Like, inflation might be down, month inflation might be down, but overall prices have gone up. The peso has strengthened against the black market dollar over the 6 months. The economy is recovering very clearly. The mood is much more upbeat than at the end of last year, where there was a lot of uncertainty, even among those who were supporting Milei. I'm sure wealthy people think things are looking up. They were never struggling, and they're like, oh, GDP's up, inflation's down, terrific, everything's going well. Meanwhile, the poor are struggling. The poor can't keep up. In La Carolina, an informal settlement an hour from central Buenos Aires, mother of 2 Marcela Pereira said she had lost her job selling cheese buns in October due to failing demand. Her children now relied on school for food. Statistics show that purchasing power has fallen this year to record levels not seen since the 2001 economic crisis. Pariah herself lives in a windowless pine plank house with a corrugated iron roof, has cut down to eating only 1 meal per day. The previous president helped people who did not have a lot, but this president gives us nothing. People have hope that the economy in the country will change, but it's not changing here. Norma Canepa, a 48-year-old cook and activist who runs a soup kitchen in the neighborhood, said Milei only works for the rich. Her kitchen has resorted to cooking with firewood instead of gas amid spiraling gas prices. She now needs to cook over 40 kilograms of rice each day, compared to 27 kilograms this time last year due to increasing demand. Often the children come to get food and the parents hide from shame and embarrassment, Canepa said. The elderly have also been severely affected, with Milei vetoing a law to increase pensions by 8% and scaling back free medications for retirees. Sounds an awful lot like the Republicans who want to gut Social Security and Medicare. He managed to persuade the people that Milei managed to persuade the people that traditional politicians are a corrupt class that seeks to preserve their privileges at the expense of the people, and that traditional parties are responsible for all of their problems. So, in spite of the economic crisis, many people see Milei as a messiah that is here to protect and represent them. Once again, this is just a friend of the billionaires. This is just another rich guy saying, "Oh, I'm actually working class. Don't the government's the problem. It's all the government is causing all of your problems. Give control to me, and I'll give control to the rich guys." The interesting thing about Argentina and Milei specifically is that there is a way out for Argentina. There is a very simple way out for Argentina. They could nationalize lithium. They could nationalize lithium, and they could take care of everybody in their country. They could have health care. They could take care of the poor. They could fund food banks. They could do all of these things. But they're not going to do it because it's all privatized. I'm seeing my screen be really choppy. Let me turn off my Wi-Fi real quick. It might just be running on my Wi-Fi rather than my. Yeah, why is my Ethernet not connected? Let's see. You guys still happy there? All right, we're gonna run off the Ethernet. Let's see. Yeah, now we know why Musk likes him. Lithium, exactly. And it allow Musk to like get his buddies in there, and they get to participate in the profits. There's all these countries like sitting on what could save their country. The exact thing that Mexico is doing. Mexico's like, man, we got to figure something out. So they nationalize lithium. But if you don't nationalize lithium in Argentina, where are you going to get tax revenue? Is it choppy for you guys? Plug it in. Shut up. Look, I'm off. It's obviously working now. It could just be my internet. It's just really choppy on my end. It's not choppy for you guys? Okay, great. I'll ignore it. Could just be my camera. Anyways, yeah, that's obviously why Elon Musk likes him. Elon Musk clearly has a plan that is bigger than the plan of just being like Doge. This idea that Elon Musk is here to help the American people and not himself, I have a hard time understanding how Americans are believing this guy at this point. He's interfering in England. He's interfering in Argentina. In fact, where is he not interfering? And every time Elon Musk praises somebody or adds his support for somebody across the world, it's always some like ultra right-wing authoritarian figure. Yeah, Germany too. And frankly, I don't think he's as effective as he thinks he is going to, or I don't think he's going to be as effective as he thinks. I think people are waking up pretty quickly to who Elon Musk is and what Elon Musk's plans are. This was crazy. I saw this. This was according to Forbes. And if you saw the video I made today, I made a video in the middle of my research because I was so fucking frustrated that every time I try and find a source from a liberal outlet, I've got to pay. There's a paywall for everything. And I got frustrated just knowing that the reason that right-wingers don't have paywalls is because they're funded by rich people. Rich people just keep funding all their shit. So they run ads and they get funding, and then they don't have to sit behind a paywall. So if you saw that video this morning, that was literally just me venting because of this article. So Forbes reports that many rich Americans have already paid their Social Security taxes. And I saw that, I was like, wait a minute, are you telling me that rich Americans are out here paying taxes early? No, that's not what they're saying. According to public data on Elon Musk's income, 15 minutes past midnight on New Year's Eve, he likely has paid all of his Social Security tax on earnings from Tesla. What they're saying is like what he made at that point already covers all of his Social Security tax for the year. So 15 minutes worth of income is all he's going to pay for Social Security. If all of Musk's income was taxed, he would have been able to pay all of his Social Security tax in about 60 seconds. Just 1 minute, it's gone. Alexander Karp, CEO of Palantir, likely pays all of his Social Security in about 19 minutes. Hawk Tan, CEO of Broadcom, and Brian Armstrong, CEO of Coinbase, could have paid theirs by about 12:30 a.m. In the first few hours of 2025, more than 229 U.S. workers earning above $50 million per year will likely have paid all their Social Security taxes for the entire year. Only salaries from executives at public companies are disclosed, so there are private companies who have paid all their Social Security tax within half an hour. But this is just everybody from publicly available data. Isn't that crazy? I mean, I don't know what it takes if it's our Social Security, but I know my Social Security tax isn't paid in a half hour. I know I specifically don't make enough in a half hour to pay all of my Social Security tax. And what they're saying is it's because it's capped, right? I think what's the cap at for Social Security? Is it 250? I always remember what number it is. 168, not even 250. Okay, 168,000. Why did I think it had gone up? Yeah. 168,000 is the max that they will pay into Social Security. It's pretty crazy. All right, back to the outline here. This was great. Shout out Patriot Takes on Twitter. They're the greatest. Trump tweeted this out this morning. He says the UK is making a very big mistake. Open up the North Sea, get rid of windmills. This is in response to an article from agcc.co.uk. Apache blames windfall tax as it announces plans to exit the North Sea. A windfall tax is basically like a tax that says you have benefited from our government. You have benefited from either subsidies or tax breaks, or the government allows you to lease on our land, and so you pay a windfall tax. Since you're benefiting from what the government did and the American people, or in this case in the UK, you have to pay a tax on that as a way to pay back the people whose resources you're using. Trump seems to think this is about windmills. Trump seems to think this is a windmill tax. He doesn't seem to know the difference between windfall and windmill. And I read the article, and before you say maybe they were talking about windmills, it's not in there. There's nothing about windmills in the article. This is about drilling for oil in the North Sea. And Trump's like, you guys are dumb. His anger with windmills. I don't know what a windmill did to him. I can only imagine that Donald Trump went and played putt-putt, and the final hole had the windmill, and it just kept knocking his ball out. And I can only imagine that's why Donald Trump hates windmills. I've never heard anything else. I've never seen him present any data. I've never even heard him tell a story of like, I used to like windmills. Now I fucking hate them. He's just like, they cause cancer and they kill birds. One of those is true. It kind of like it's true, but not on the extent that he says. And one is just not true. That guy's going to be president of the biggest economy in the world. Most powerful country in the world. That guy's going to be president. Windmills versus windfall. He's so smart. I like Donald Trump a lot. By the way, you'll see below me there is the Cash App and Venmo. We do rely, because we don't have billionaire backers, we rely exclusively on the generosity of our viewership to fund this between me and Jen. And so if you would like to send a donation to us, I will read any message that you send along with those donations. There's the Venmo, the Cash App, and the PayPal. And I thank you in advance for that. Forgot the wells. I did forget the wells. That's right. They're also windmills are also killing wells, and I did forget about that. Thank you, Austin. Appreciate it. And here's Trump continuing to lie this morning about crime. I don't know why he does this, honestly. Trump tweeted, "Our country is a disaster, laughing stock all over the world. This is what happens when you have open borders with weak, ineffective, and virtually non-existent leadership. The Department of Justice, FBI, and Democrat state and local prosecutors have not done their job. They're incompetent." This is obviously in response to the attacks that we saw on New Year's Day and Donald Trump and Republicans scrambling everywhere to blame this on a border crisis. I just want to show real quick violent crime rates in this country. On the far left here, you see 1993, and on the far right, you see 2021. Right, we are way down, and violent crime. This is again since 2021. Violent crime's actually down since 2022, 2023. Like it's still dropping. It's at its lowest level that we've seen in 32 years. Well. Are you guys making fun of how I say well? Do you want me to say it that way? Drew, I think the reason for the decline is a lot of things. Number one, we know prosperity helps people having the money that they need to survive. Like that drives crime down. I think that people just over time have gotten a little bit less violent. I do think we've done at least a decent job addressing gang issues. I think we've given some resources to people. That stop violent crime. You can see like in the 90s, and obviously it came way down in the 90s. You had things like assault weapon bans during the 90s that dropped it to, at the time, historic lows. Idea. Whale. Just say whale. There you go. Idea. How do you guys say idea? 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 This is mean. You guys showed up to bully me today? Is that what we're doing today? Fine. Idea. Do you guys really? You guys do not say idea. Oh yeah, maybe you do. Idea. Yeah, it's idea. Shit. Israel. It's Israel. I probably say that wrong too. All right, sorry. Listen, take it up with Utah. Take it up with the Mormons. They taught me to talk. Okay, if you're gonna blame somebody, blame the morons. I don't say crayon. I do say crayon. But crayon is a normal thing in Utah. Crayon is way too often in Utah. I do say crayon. What do you mean? Neither was correct. Yeah, you can't announce. This is devastating. I'm getting destroyed on my own live. Welcome to being me, I guess. This was crazy. Ohio, which shout out JD Vance in Ohio. As of yesterday, at around 2 a.m. last night, during a 17-hour lame duck session in the Ohio legislature, lawmakers passed HB 315. It's an omnibus bill with a provision that they didn't talk about, but Brian Allen, who I highly recommend following on Twitter, has gone through the bill, and he's figured, like, he's read it, and he wanted to point out this provision. The new law allows law enforcement to charge the public for access to video footage, dash cams, and body cams, even jail surveillance. So these Freedom of Information Act requests, people wanting body cam footage from agencies, now the agencies can bill up to $75 an hour, and it's capped at $750 per request. So the public is already paying people, and now they have to pay more money if they want transparency. The Ohio State Legislature has now said, if you want transparency from our government, you better have money. And if you don't have money, you're not getting transparency from our government. No public hearings, no debates, no, not a ballot initiative, just backroom politics, literally in the middle of the night, 2 a.m. That's republicanism for you right now. This is republicanism. It is so far lost. They're so afraid of like socialism. They're so afraid of doing things for people who need it that they have allowed the capitalists to come in and be like, "Hey, capitalism equals freedom." And they're like, "Cool." And they're like, "So now we're gonna close up the transparency, but we'll do it in the name of capitalism. We'll say like, oh well, instead of funding our police department through taxes, we're going to fund them through these requests." What do you think is going to happen to these requests for people in Ohio. You know, there's independent journalists everywhere. Like, independent journalists are some of the best in the world at using dash cams, body cams, jail surveillance. Yeah, a lot of really good work actually is done by like those auditors on YouTube, the people that go out and they'll just like walk through a public building and they'll film it, purposely trying to bait police officers into doing something wrong or like infringing on their rights. That's actually really good work. It's actually very useful work because they go in and they expose that people in the police department and people in the government think that they're truly above the law, that they get to protect their safety or their feelings of safety. That all has to be protected far more than any of us get. Like, they should have extra protections. I watch those all the time. Like, my YouTube autoplay. It's like if I watch 4 videos, the 5th one is going to be some like auditor trying to catch a police officer or a police officer sitting down for a deposition. But we wouldn't have those videos if it weren't for these auditors who I doubt can afford $75 an hour to obtain that video. And maybe that video shows them something, maybe it doesn't. But at $75 an hour, they're not going to be able to just like pour through that through those videos and find stuff that's useful. Yeah, I think everybody does. That might be the like one unifying thing. It's mostly like libertarian anarcho-capitalists that make those videos, but I find a lot of utility in those videos. Here's Mike Johnson. Remember we showed that clip of Mike Johnson yesterday, and he was talking about border security, and we're like, he went out there before he even knew the details, and he claimed that this was an issue at the border. Well, now he knows the details, so I don't know what his excuse is now.
Convince us that the greatest threat to the homeland.
I apologize for the low volume on this. Let's see if I can get the volume up a little bit. You get close to your phone.
Was racially motivated extremism when we all looked at the wide open border and thought logically that that might lead to terrorist attacks.
Sorry, let me start it over because I want to hear. I want you to hear the first part he said.
This emphasizes things. They tried to convince us that the greatest threat to the homeland was racially motivated extremism when we all looked at the wide open border and thought logically that that might lead to terrorist attacks in the future. We need a dramatic change, and this emphasizes once again why this election was so important to the.
All right, so they said the FBI said the biggest threat to Americans is racially motivated extremism, and they gave that analysis based on data. It wasn't a fucking guess. I hate how Republicans frame this like it was a guess, like it was just a political thing. No, it's the data. They pour through all the crime data and they find out that like it's racially motivated extremism that is most likely to result in a terrorist attack. That's just data. That's what they went through. And Republicans are like, no, it can't be that. Why do you think that is? Why do you think Republicans were so against that analysis by the FBI? Any guesses? I'm going to drink some coffee while they do this. Look at this coffee mug. It's massive. At what point do we start blaming Republican voters for not pulling their weight? Now. We do it now. Because they suck. Because they're racist. I think there's a different answer. Because they hate facts. No. Yes, there we go, Dan Blackroyd. Because it implicates them. Because these are their people. These are the people that vote for them. These are the people that support them. Every time one of these extremists, racially motivated extremists, they go and they check their history. Who was it that they were watching? It's always some like right-wing content creator, right? Some alt-righter, what's his stupid name? Steven Crowder or Alex Jones. I'm going to show some right-wing propaganda stuff earlier or later today. Actually, if you remember, Tex brought up a video yesterday with Sean Ryan and Sarah Adams. I'm going to cover that here in a little bit. And I'm going to show you the difference between somebody who understands what they're viewing, understands what they're hearing, and has the ability to take that information and internalize it and figure out what the fuck is actually being said, and then Sean Ryan or Republicans. Because it's brain mush at this point. Like Republicans, it's brain mush, and I'm not saying that Republicans are stupid. I'm saying they have been conditioned to a point where their visceral reaction to everything, literally everything that is bad, like anything bad that happens, their first reaction is to somehow figure out a way to blame liberals, to blame DEI, to blame wokeism, to blame LGBTQ people. You'll be surprised by Sean Ryan here. Sean Ryan, when I show the clips, you'll see that's what they react to. And Mike Johnson gone through enough training now that he knows what his job is. Mike Johnson's job, according to all the other Republicans around him, is not to bring bills to the floor and vote on them and make sure that Congress legislates. His job is to make sure that the House of Representatives echoes everything that the alt-right is saying. And that's what he's doing here. He knows the facts. He knows at this point that both attackers are American born, that the story about that was going around that the plates had been scanned coming across the border is untrue. It's a lie. This Cybertruck with Texas plates did not come across our southern border. That was a lie. But that's what he's running with, because again, this doesn't work for them. The truth about Las Vegas, as it seems to be becoming increasingly clear, is that the person that did the bombing in Las Vegas seems to be a Trump-supporting, Elon-hating Republican who feels like he was sold out. That seems to be who this person is. And Republicans cannot acknowledge that. Republicans could not for 1 second publicly say, uh-oh, we fucked up. Donald Trump is losing some people here, and Donald Trump is losing the worst of the Republicans, right? He co-opted all of these alt-righters who wanted violence, who wanted justice, the Steve Bannons of the world. He co-opted all of them so he could win an election, and then he flipped on them, and they're like, no, the fuck you're not, and now they're violent, and they're going to continue to be violent. And Mike Johnson can't go on TV and say that, so Mike Johnson has to say dumb shit about the border.
The country, and we cannot get President Trump here soon enough. 18 days away from his inauguration and his cabinet coming in. And we need all of these people that he's chosen who are law and order types who will get control of these agencies, including the FBI and the DOJ, to get to work immediately. It can't happen soon enough. Things they tried to...
I want to know from anybody, what did you think the FBI or DOJ was supposed to do in these instances? What do you think they should have done? I'd love to hear from a Republican. What could they have done to prevent this? There is absolutely no accountability on the right. Look at what happened. Think about the people that you got in bed with, and then ask yourself, was it worth it? And to them, by the way, it is worth it, because who gives a shit? You think Republicans give a shit if a few people lose their lives? Absolutely not. It's the same with Milei in Argentina that we started with. Do you think he gives a shit if some people die of starvation? No. That's just less people they have to take care of. They don't give a shit about any of that. This was from a Trump farmer. Let me get his name. A Trump voting farmer. His name is... Maybe I didn't get his name. Sorry to this farmer. He was on a CNN yesterday, and they were going through his factory farming, which, shout out factory farming, you suck. But listen to what he says about Donald Trump's plan to deport immigrants.
South Dakota dairy farmer Greg Mose supports Donald Trump and his pick of his governor, Kristi Noem, to lead the Department of Homeland Security.
Are you worried if there were a mass roundup of undocumented migrants that you might lose workers? You might not have enough workers.
How are they going to do that? Nobody will be filling the shelves. Nobody will be producing food. Within 2 days, we will not have food. There will not be food anywhere.
2 days?
Yes.
It sounds like you
2 days. We're saying he shuts them down in 2 days.
have a lot of faith that they're not going to do what they're saying.
That's pretty much what I'm thinking. So we have to trust in our officials that are put in place.
Yeah, look, we've got a problem in this country where a man like this who is voting against his best interests, and tell me why. Misogyny, racism. What's a different reason for him voting for Trump? He's openly saying, like, hey, I know that his policies would fuck me, but I have faith that he's just lying. I believe that he's lying to me. So I voted for him, even though what he said to me directly to my face was that I was going to ruin your business. I have faith and I believe that he's lying to me. That's an insane position to take. Yeah, thank you, Theo. That's such a crazy position to take at any point. Somebody tells you the truth to your face, and you're like, no, I'm going to believe that you're lying instead, because then I get to still vote for you. Then I still get to support you. That's bizarre shit coming out of the GOP. Let's see, and then just one more headline for today, and then I'm going to get into a video that Athena sent me actually. This is from Wall Street Journal. And again, sorry I have to do screenshots, but I'm not going to, it's behind a paywall here. The article is how health insurers racked up billions in extra payments from Medicare Advantage. Here are the key findings of this Wall Street Journal article. Number one, insurers packed on diagnoses that make them more money. Medicare Advantage insurers diagnose patients with conditions that triggered extra payments of $50 billion in 2 years, from 2019 to 2021, even though no doctor ever treated the diseases. Number two, insurers sent nurses to find diagnoses that doctors hadn't. So insurers dispatched their own nurses to visit patients at home and diagnose them with conditions that their doctors hadn't, triggering an average of $1,818 in extra annual payments during each visit during those same years, $15 billion in total. Insurers got paid to cover patients who were already getting their health care elsewhere. Medicare Advantage insurers collected billions of dollars a year in premiums to avoid medical coverage to patients who use the the VA healthcare system and not Medicare for some or all of their healthcare needs. This is crazy. Like if like Medicare Advantage is basically private health insurance that's subsidized by the U.S. government. This goes to show you what these healthcare providers are like. We're not making quite enough money, and so now we're going to add provisions that make sure we can get paid more money. We'll add things that were never treated. We'll bring in our own nurses to diagnose people with conditions that they don't have, just so we can make a little extra money. $15 billion. Doctors who worked for United Health generated billions of dollars in extra payments for their employer by adding more diagnoses. These doctors, United Health provided their doctors with checklists of possible diagnoses for their patients and paid bonuses for completing them. Here's a checklist, just possible diagnosis for your patients. And by the way, if you find some, you're getting a bonus. And then number 5, sicker patients who needed expensive treatments like nursing home care left Medicare Advantage at high rates, suggesting that insurers may have been denying them costly coverage. Medicare Advantage insurers netted $3.5 billion in savings from their sickest patients dropping out to return to traditional Medicare in the last year of life from 2016 to 2022. Just another example of, again, and I know we have some people here that work in the healthcare industry, and I try really, really hard to be sensitive because I know this is your job. These are the people that you work with, and it's hard to believe that the company that you work with is not a very good company. And I'll just say this: that's how cults operate too. You don't want to believe the people around you may not be bad, but everybody's involved in it. Right. And so the little things that people do every day that they overlook leads to a lot of bad things. And specifically, healthcare insurance companies stealing from me and you. That's what this article is about. Medicare is money that we've set aside. It's taxpayer money, and they're stealing it. And they're stealing it through dishonest means. And yet our government continues to say, like, yeah, let's go with this. Let's allow these companies to continue to exist. They're doing great. All right. Now I want to show this video. Thank you, Athena, for sending this to me. This is a YouTuber who I now am subscribed to. The YouTuber's name is Corey Gill Schuster. I think it's called the Ask Project. And this is him interviewing some folks in Israel about basically saying, like, do you understand why the world is mad at you? And I've just cut out the clips where the speakers are speaking English because I know this video is small, so it's gonna be hard to read subtitles. So it's an 18-minute video. We'll drop it in the Discord. The link is there. You can watch the whole thing. There's a lot of people in this video that you'll want to watch that aren't speaking English. So there's more clips than just this, but I've pulled out a couple of clips where they're speaking English. And I just want you, like, this is the privilege that these people speak from, and their callousness towards the innocent Palestinians who are dying. Like, again, this isn't about like age group. They're asking questions about the innocent Palestinians who are dying, specifically children. And I think you'll be shocked to hear like the responses from these Israelis.
Okay. How many civilians have been killed in Gaza?
Oh, sorry, you don't have the video. Give me 1 second. Forgot to switch it. Go back just a sec.
How many civilians have been killed in Gaza, from what you know?
Who gives a shit?
Okay,
Who
but
gives a
don't you
shit?
feel like, for example, children?
Children grow up to be Arabs. I shouldn't say this. I know.
Yeah, because it's racist. That's why. To be you're Arab, they grow up to be Arabs. Well, if they are Arab as children, they grow up to be Arabs. That's true.
I read the numbers last week. My memory died and went to heaven. I don't think children should suffer, but they're always casualties. And since they do a lot of pruervu, that is the natural result.
Do you understand why the world is so angry? Because they keep seeing so...
Overall, the world does not really understand what's going on here. They do not grasp the concept that Israel was attacked. And Palestinians, there is no such thing as Palestinians. They're Arabs who have many countries to flee to and nobody wants them to. But if we do call them Palestinians, their parents use them as human shields to gain sympathy. The natural instinct of a Jewish mother is to protect her child. Palestinian women do not have that.
How do you know this?
From years of living here.
Can you give an example of something you've seen?
As I said, my memory died and went to heaven, but I read newspapers every single day, and I've read many different stories where the woman took her child and put her in front, and then she thought this is going to...
Sorry, make sure I'm not muted. I just want to point out something that you'll notice throughout the videos that I show. If this video was interviewing somebody, a Palestinian, this wall would be blown to bits. You wouldn't have this nice foliage above. You wouldn't have somebody clearly who got up this morning, put on their coolest grease lightning glasses, dressed up as one of the pink ladies, and went out for a nice, lovely stroll. Just across, a few miles away. No, but you can't even have an interview like this. This interview doesn't even exist. If you're interviewing a Palestinian, behind them is rubble in Gaza. That's just the dichotomy of the difference of these people. Like, oh, we're the victims. Are you the victims? Because it looks pretty fucking nice. It looks like you're not much of a victim right now. You're alive. You're walking around, not a care in the world. Things are going great for you, and you're out here going, I'm the victim. Do you have any evidence of that? Well, I have read the newspaper before.
Gain sympathy with her readers around the world, and it does. It is successful for them.
Do you know how many civilians have been killed in Gaza?
I know the rumor.
I want to point this one out too. How well dressed these people are. They're obviously in a busy, maybe a cafe. They're all enjoying themselves. Everything's great for them. And again, they're like, oh, we're not the bad guys. We're not. Like, if you go to Palestine, you literally can't find somebody with a roof over their house. There's children starving in the streets, but really it's the Palestinians that are the problem.
It's been talking about 50,000, but I'm also informed that the formal number is a little lower than that.
The formal number is around 42 now. That's 42? The last I heard, yeah. Do you understand why the world is angry?
At us?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think they're wrong, and I can actually explain.
Explain.
If you have a minute? I think that basically the terror regime in Gaza, in all the countries around us, so they also govern the people, and they also they deny them from aid, first of all, and they also kept hostages in Gaza by the Hamas.
I just want, I've heard those stories. I'm not an expert on this stuff. I've heard those stories. I'm sure that there have been people who have taken aid and not given it to the Palestinians. I'm sure that story may have happened. But who else keeps aid from the Palestinians? who has set up blockades to make sure aid didn't get to the Palestinians. The irony of somebody here saying like, "Oh, they're awful. They keep aid." That's what your government is doing. Your government over and over and over again. This has been the argument all along. I've never understood a Zionist. I will never understand a Zionist. For people to show up and criticize Palestinians or criticize H group and say, "Oh, well, they keep aid." Fine, if those stories are true, I don't care. Like, I mean, I care, but I don't care that you care, Zionists, because you guys are doing this on a much larger scale. It's the arrogance of these people is what blows me away, and frankly, it just reminds me of the arrogance of the American people. I think it'll kind of be a theme of the show today. But the arrogance that like we're good, everybody else is bad, while we sit here with virtually no problems it's alarming.
Because basically the Hamas won't let them leave because they are living targets.
Okay.
So I think I do want to
Meaning if they
Palestine, but not from us, from the Hamas.
So, meaning if they were allowed to leave to go to Egypt, let's say, because Israel's not going to take them in, obviously. So if they're allowed to go to Egypt.
She said, if they're allowed to leave and go to Egypt because Israel's not going to let them in. No. What they hate them. They will not let them in. They hate them simply for who they are, like what their genetics are, where they were born. Like these people pretending to be loving, like it's free Palestine, but from Hamas. Oh, okay. Will you guys take care of them? Oh, fuck no. We're not doing that.
Egypt would let them in. Far fewer people would be killed. That's what you mean?
Yeah, Egypt and Jordan, they should definitely go there. And by the way, Egypt already had the chance to take on Gaza, but eventually they decided not, and this is how it became our problem. But then again, I don't think that we should solve it anymore because you're not supposed to solve your enemy's problems.
I wouldn't say that's how it became your problem. It was a problem already, and you were part of the problem. And people tried to get other countries step in and get other countries to step in and act like human beings because Israel certainly wasn't going to act like human beings. And other countries are like, you know what? No. And Israel's like, whoa, they won't take them. Yeah, well, like it's you. You guys are the ones. You guys are the ones that started all. You're the ones that are causing all this shit. Why do you want us to clean up your mess? I get that.
So it's up to them, and the Arabs should be more willing to accept them.
Okay, but don't you think Israel has a moral responsibility?
It's a difficult question because I really think that war has. I think that the Western world probably is not aware of like what war means, actually. And I think that again, the taking care of your own enemies is a little bit it's conflicting, you know. It's not our.
Yeah, we don't. The Western world, we don't understand what it means to take care of our own enemies. We just we've only spent billions, trillions of dollars rebuilding Afghanistan, rebuilding Iraq. We've funded both sides of every one of these wars. We've funded the Taliban. We've funded extremist groups. We've funded people we went to war against the Germans and we sided with the Russians who were supposed to be our enemy because they were communists. Like everybody understands this. Okay, everybody in the West understands this because we act just like you do. We do the same thing. Like Israel's the West. Like you just are. You're the West. You're like an embassy over there in the Middle East of the West. But Israel is the West.
Our fault that we are stronger than them. Yeah, it's also not our fault that we defend ourselves and we have every right to defend ourselves.
It's not your fault that you're stronger than them. Yeah, it's us. Yeah, we did it. Over here, we did it. It's our fault you're stronger than them. It's our fault that we allowed Israel to become as powerful as they are with the military might that they have. Yeah, it's fair enough. It's not your fault, but that doesn't mean you have to use it.
So that's what I think. Yeah.
Anyone else have anything to say?
Yeah, free Palestine from Hamas, and don't hate us Jews. We're really nice people, and we love life.
We want peace. We just want peace, love, and rock and roll.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Wait, and you're willing to have peace with Palestinians?
Yeah, of course.
Yes, anytime.
Anytime.
Send
with anybody, anywhere.
If they want peace, we want it.
Yes.
Do you know how many?
The irony there. If you want to see the rest of that video, make sure you're a member of our Discord. It's free to join the Discord. If you're not a member already, send any of our moderators a DM, or you can DM me, and we'll get you an invitation to the Discord where we can get the rest of that video. Just to show you, this is Corey Gill Schuster. This is the channel. It's on YouTube at Corey Gill Schuster Ask Project. So that's what you're looking for there. This green ask, and Corey Corey Gill Gil Schuster. There we go. Let me check messages real quick. Let me switch screens here. Sorry, what did Jen say? Oh, the speaker vote is live. Do we have a live feed of it? Let's see some of this. Speaker vote is live.
Biggs of Arizona. Biggs of South Carolina.
Oh, that's my congressman. Sitting on his ass, not doing a goddamn thing like always. Uh-oh. Look, Republicans better figure this shit out, because there's 215 votes for Hakeem Jeffries. They better figure this shit out. I don't know who they're running. Like, who do they want instead of Mike Johnson? What's this other one she sent? Oh, that's the same one. I think that's the same one. Yeah. Let's see. Let's see if we can. Oh, we got a live speaker vote here. Hey, Jen.
I just sent the ABC one. He wants his victory to be
I guess
certified, but he-
Osar didn't vote. Mo pulled up a couple different things. Osar didn't vote. Who else? I'm trying to scan through. There's a handful of people that didn't vote. They were just there.
So, are we still waiting on some votes?
Yeah, I think it just started. It's.
Well, we're at what? 297 is what we're at right now. Okay, yeah, we're still waiting on a bunch.
Yeah, they need 218, I think, to move forward, right?
Yeah, and like I said, Hakeem Jeffries is going to get 215. So these two others are going to be Biggs and Gosar. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, the two that didn't are Biggs and Gosar.
All right, I'll leave that up while I check messages.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry. Any other announcements?
Yeah, I was gonna. So we've got. Checking these. You can see up top, gift goal of 300. There's 720 people in here right now. If everyone sent $1.50, please don't send 50 cents because
I don't think you can. I think it has to be $1. I don't think you can send 50.
We can blow out the gift goal. That'd be fantastic. Like Jay mentioned, if you please message anyone for an invite to the Discord, and we can get you in over there. What else was it? My mind just went blank. If you want to, we also have subscriptions here. If you are a subscriber currently, if you want to drop some of our emotes that we have, we've got a bunch of fun emotes that we have. If you want to subscribe here, subscribe to us over on YouTube. I think that's a lot of it.
Your voice sounds better today.
It's getting better. It's getting better slowly. I didn't feel like I was gonna die when I woke up this morning. I didn't cough up like half my body weight. So that's great.
God, somebody gets me that you're muted every time. I actually weirdly got a phone call last night. Somebody offered to set up a exploratory committee for me to run against Andy Biggs. It was kind of interesting out of the blue last night.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to do it, but he's been trying to convince me for a while. He's been trying to convince me for a while.
Yeah,
he's like,
we've talked.
They just sold their cannabis business, so I think he has a little bit more money, and he's like, I'll donate. We'll set it up. Anyways, let me read some comments here.
Why did?
Oh, go.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay. Why did Mary Curie stop dating that guy?
Oh, he wouldn't eat the cake.
No, there was no chemistry.
Oh,
Mary Curie, not Marie Antoinette.
Oh yeah, that's Mary, not Madame Curie. Sorry, I was thinking Mary.
Wrong
That's
Marie.
a good joke though. Somebody can use that joke. Yeah, mixed up the two.
All right, next time.
All right,
Next
bye.
time.
Fuck, that made me look dumb. All right, let me read some comments. Carrie says, if you Google the article name with Reddit at the end, someone usually has a link with no paywall in the comments in that thread. Thank you. I was not aware of that. That's good advice. Jessica says, nothing spicy to say. Thank God. Just appreciate you and Jen. Thanks for all you guys do. Thank you, Jessica. Chelsea says, for speech therapy. Not doing it. I'm keeping it. I'm keeping this accent as long as I can keep it. What's behind your paywall, Jay? I don't know. You might find out. Kristen says, from Snark Attack, this is for Bree as much for Jay because she's always carrying the team. Thank you. And hop over to Cash App. Jumar says, I know why her voice feels better. Never forget. What? And Becky sent a message that said, because, and it was 69. I like the 69 in there because Jen said so. Thank you very much. Let's see where they're at now.
This used to be, throughout many, many years, it was like a ceremonial thing. It was a bit of a party for the incoming majority. Hey, we can, have our first vote. We're going to be together.
Kristen says Marie Curie is turning over in her grave in powered forward. Sorry. I'm sorry. Listen, that's not good. It's not good that I mixed that up. This is as embarrassing as when Bobby asked me what Article 1 was, and I was like, what are you talking about? This is on that level.
We know what happened. The Republican Party is really two parties in some ways, maybe three. There's the old line Republicans. They're almost
all right.
gone.
Well, we'll just watch those numbers as they roll. We'll see what happens with the speaker vote. We'll move on for now, though. That's going to be pretty boring, I assume. There's somebody in the requests. Got it. Mike, welcome. Thanks for being patient, my friend. Sorry about that. What's up, Mike? Mike? Hi, Mike. All right, Mike. Sorry, I might have made you wait too long. Republicans are welcome in the box anytime if there's something you want to say. I'll leave this screen up. I'll probably bounce in and out of this screen when I add other stuff, but we'll leave this up so we can track the vote. Let me find my outline here. Son of a... Oh, my outline's behind this. What? What the hell? I just got a live restriction saying live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and have been alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. Did we discuss drugs? Did we do that? It won't let me dispute it. Jen, can you look on Jen, before I restart, will you look in my messages and see if I can appeal it? There you are. I hear it. Can you just look in the messages and see if there's an option to appeal before I restart? Oh, I did. Oh, because I said that he sold his C-Bus? Jesus Christ.
I didn't even hear it.
I said that my friend sold his C-Bus company.
Oh.
That's crazy. Can I appeal it or no?
I'm going there right now. I didn't have them either. I'm pulling up.
That's crazy.
So if we restart, if you guys aren't already following this account, go up and do so now. Because if we restart, we'll just go into the it'll be an instant restart if we do that.
Right, and Queens, we're not about DRUGS, we're all about rugs. I like that.
I'm looking for the...
Wait, we're about to hit a subwave too. This is the worst possible time. We're one sub away from a subwave. That's terrible.
I mean,
we can ride it out for a minute, I guess.
This, for whatever reason, this 613 for the goal on this drives me insane. This drives me nuts.
Yeah.
Number.
Yeah, that's why I leave it at 613.
That's not a goal we've set. I don't know where that 613, they did that out of nowhere, or that's not real.
Well, it is real. We just didn't pick it.
Well, I moved it to be real, but that's not what I set it to be before.
Oh, sorry about that. I don't know.
I'm not even seeing the the warning or whatever. I'm not seeing it.
I don't even see. Let's see.
Did it fall off?
I don't even see. There's not even like a warning on my screen.
Here, let me go into one of my alts that I don't think follows you.
Usually I have a warning on the screen at the bottom, and it stays up throughout the live, and that's not even going. Does anybody see? Does somebody want to look and see if you can still find me on the For You? This is a very educational live. Everything we say is for educational purposes only. We do not support or promote the use of illicit substances here. We love Jesus, and Jesus said no.
Yeah. So did we hit the subwave? Or is it?
I don't know. How do I think so.
It's at the top. It doesn't. I think you have like 15 minutes. So
is it? So we have a 50. Is it going?
I don't know. I don't know how these ones work, to be honest.
I don't know either. All right.
There's a little notification thing at the top. Anyways, I think if you're following him, he'll show up. But if you're not following him, he won't show up.
Yeah. And while you're at it, go to the TikTok shop. I'm pretty sure that's not a real thing, but I like saying it.
That is not a thing. That drives me absolutely insane. That drives me so nuts. I hate that so much.
Yeah. It's love. I love it. I love it. Brandy says, what goes in hard and comes out soft, Jen?
I don't know.
Gum.
Oh, I had that one on my list of jokes. Should have thought of that one.
Sniped. Kim says, thanks for all the work you and Jen do. Thank you very much. Dustin says, if you decide to run for office, your campaign should just be messaging from Bree and a lot of juicy, creamy words like moist and glurp. I think, like, actually having to read those comments out loud, all of those could be clipped and end my political career.
Yeah.
I don't think
I went on one of my alt accounts. I went and unfollowed this account, and I just searched her name and it's showing up as live. I don't know. I don't know if it will show up.
Let's not worry about it then.
Yeah. So we've got, like, since I'm here at what time? Noon. Noon. We're gonna go back. We're gonna do Friendly Fridays. Friendly Friday. So we'll come up and have our friends. We've got. You haven't done the math.
Oh, I just did it, and then I forgot. I'll do the math right now again.
So, so we've got however much time left to get to the, what is it, hour and a half, 2 hours? I don't know. My brain's not working right now. To hit the gift goal, subscribe here. If you guys could drop some emotes in the chat so people can see what they can get for being a subscriber over here. Subscribe to us over on YouTube. Email any mod for an invite to the Discord. And what kind of shoes do frogs wear?
I don't know.
Open-toed.
Stupid. That's stupid. Croaks. I thought Croaks was going to be it too. All right, we've got a third.
New York, the Democratic leader. Those three other votes. That's the key. Because the Republicans, Mike Johnson has only one vote to spare, and he's lost three. So that means we're going to have another ballot here. And just to keep you up on the play-by-play, Kentucky Republican Congressman Thomas Massey voted for Minnesota Republican Tom Emmer to be the next Speaker of the House. South Carolina Republican Congressman Ralph Norman just had voted for Ohio Representative Jim Jordan.
So that'd be four, right?
Sleeves on the floor of the Congress.
Northern Mariana,
Texas Representative Keith Self just voted for Byron Donalds, Florida Republican. Byron Donalds. Those three votes sink Mike Johnson's chances on this ballot.
Mike Johnson can kiss our ass. Great job, Republicans. Way to put up that united front. You guys are so terrific. Look at those losers sitting there. Look at those losers. Hakeem Jeffries takes victory number one. Look at those bunch of losers can't agree on anything. This is what happens when you turn your party into like a bunch of fucking trolls. You elect a bunch of trolls, you're not going to get shit done. Everybody sitting on that other side of the aisle is there for click. Like most of them, they're just there to get clicks, and they're going to get some clicks now. And now Fox News is loving this. Fox News gets to now run with this. Matt Gaetz gets to do his program on Newsmax or whatever shitty outlet he's on these days. You love to see it, don't you? All right, we'll keep track of that as we're going. Just a reminder, anybody who's here that's a Republican that wants to have a discussion, you're welcome to come up at any time. But let's get back to the outline. All right, this was. Let's make fun of Fox News for a minute. Yeah. All right, this was on Fox News. I think last night. I'm pretty sure this was last night. You got Jim Jordan here, and he's on with, I forget this stupid Fox News guy's name, but look how good Fox News' research team is.
Oh, I got bad news. Congressman Bob Good just tweeted out he will
Kill
not be
me.
voting for Mike Johnson.
Well, remember, Brian, Bob Good has left, so I don't is maybe there's some other name, but Bob Good is
can we check that?
Yeah.
Were you saying
yes. Bob Good lost that close primary back in that Virginia seat. John McGuire is the new member there. John will be voting for Mike Johnson for Speaker. So I think it's still just Thomas Massie indicated he won't support the Speaker, but I'm hopeful that everyone else will.
All right, good point.
Well, you hoped wrong. Thomas Massie didn't support the Speaker, but it looks like a lot of people didn't support the Speaker. But Brian Kilby's like, what? How does Fox News not know that Bob Good is? And by the way, it's from a tweet from Bob Good, because Bob Good jokingly said, I won't be voting for Speaker Johnson because he's not there anymore. And Fox News just saw the tweet. They're like, fuck it, we're going with it. Nobody bothered to check if Bob Good was still in Congress. They're just gone. Yeah, GOP lost the first vote. We got that, Kathleen. We were watching it when it went live. And here's a clip from Decoding Fox News, which if you're still on Twitter, highly recommend Decoding Fox News. This is a clip they made 22 times. Fox News lied about the attacker in New Orleans before they finally corrected it.
This person came through Eagle Pass, Texas, 2 days ago.
The vehicle potentially was traced to crossing at Eagle Pass, Texas.
Suspect drove a truck with a Texas license plate that came through Eagle Pass, Texas.
Hearing that the vehicle was traced to coming across from Mexico into the United States at Eagle Pass, Texas, 2 days ago. To be sure, a license plate was picked up by a reader at a border crossing. This is that it was picked up crossing at that border station at Eagle Pass, Texas, 2 days ago. But as far as this Eagle Pass, Texas situation is concerned,
plate reader at Eagle Pass sees this car coming in from Mexico. So the weapon was that truck came across the border.
We do know that the vehicle has a Texas plate. It crossed through Eagle Pass, Texas, crossed the border 2 days ago.
Sources tell Fox that the suspect was driving a truck with Texas plates. That vehicle is said to have come through our border in Eagle Pass 2 days ago.
Even drove it right through Eagle Pass, Texas, but supposedly that truck came in 2 days ago.
truck came across from Mexico into the United States.
The Texas plates crossed through Eagle Pass, crossed the border.
Now we're seeing at least some connection to our southern border.
The truck, as we now know, it's been reported, has passed over the Eagle Pass border crossing.
We know that the suspect drove a truck with a Texas license.
I just want to point out they keep saying, we know. We know. Not, it's possible. We've heard. They're all saying, we know. This is not, welcome to right-wing news.
Plate right into this crowd. It's unclear if this specific driver crossed through Eagle Pass, Texas, but the truck came from Eagle Pass, we're told.
The legal attaché office there in Mexico City trying to run down what happened there in Eagle Pass when the vehicle crossed the border.
This is a truck that our sources here to our reporters are telling us crossed the border through Eagle Pass, Texas.
I will tell you that the FBI will retrace that route and go into every convenience store, every gas station along the route from Eagle Pass to New Orleans. These people, it's interesting, they came across the southern border apparently.
This is the truck that we believe came from Eagle Pass, Texas.
Some breaking news right now into our newsroom. I want to alert our viewers. Our sources now tell Fox that...
I like that the guy's still there. Like this guy literally just made this claim. This is the same program. Look, the cutout is the same. This guy just made this claim. I don't know who that is. He just made this claim 11 seconds ago, and then we get this.
Breaking news right now into our newsroom. I want to alert our viewers. Our sources now tell Fox that truck from Eagle Pass, Texas, did not cross 2 days ago. It crossed on November 16th, and the identification of the driver that crossed the border does not appear to be the shooter.
Yeah, it was rented from Turo. So it looks like somebody took the truck across the border and came back. Either the owner of the truck or somebody else who had rented the truck, somebody else that wasn't affiliated. But again, like Fox they're so desperate. Right-wingers are so desperate to convince themselves of this massive open border that they will believe virtually any lie. All right, let me close some of these. Get back to the ABC. Where did we finish at the vote? I saw 217 to 214. Is that? Oh shit! Gone with the. Did I lose that? Oh yeah, Jen sent it to me. Give me a sec. Is it possible for Jeffries to get it? Yeah, it is possible for Jeffries to win. 216 to 215. Why is this not playing? There we go.
Trump's orbit, that a lot of these conservatives just needed to make a point. They are predicting that they're going to ultimately get there with Speaker Johnson. Now, time will tell if that's correct. But look, in their view, this is going to sort of move quickly. There's a hope that this can be wrapped up by the end of the day. This is very different than the very personal sort of concerns and attacks that members had on Kevin McCarthy when they ousted him as Speaker. However, there absolutely is a civil war in the Republican Party right now, and we saw it
Trump's
bubble to the surface weeks.
Trump's mandate is showing. I love that, Ed. Yeah, what a mandate. It's really working out for him. All right, we'll come back to that. I appreciate the chat updating us when we have updates. I see those a little quicker sometimes than the ones I get from Jen. I'm seeing this is a little behind. 217 to 214 is where we're at. Johnson obviously doesn't have the votes to be Speaker. And then Bree has entered the chat. Bree says, "Hey, Bay, today I'll be serving up a choose-your-own-adventure type of story. Pick an option. You can even ask the chat to help. The following comment will be based on what you choose. So to start, pick one. We've arrived at an amusement park, or we've arrived at a library." Library. And Bree says, "Swish, sister wife number 69 is sick today. She's listening, but not well enough for Friendly Friday. She wanted you to know that she caught her son chewing on extension cords, so she grounded him so he would conduct himself better." Tripp says, "Republican boss gave bonuses, so I'm sharing his wealth." Thank you, Tripp. That was very generous. I appreciate that. Let me update the goal here, and I'm sure we'll be back with Bree's choose your own adventure. This is my nightmare. I'm gonna have to answer questions. I don't like that part of this game. Library? No, I didn't say library. HH invites me to co-host. Pass. Sorry about that. Let me update the gift goal here. And there we go. All right. Sorry, bud. I needed to turn those ones off. Okay. I covered Argentina there. Jessica Tarloff had a nice moment with wine box Judge Janine yesterday. Here she is, just doing Jessica Tarloff things. I love her so much. I want to be best friends with her. I said library? No, I said I don't want library. I thought I said amusement park. It's amusement park. I choose amusement park. If I said library, I'm sorry. I choose amusement park. I want more witnesses.
Well, we actually have it.
Oh, and sorry in advance. This one is only coming out of my left ear. So some of you may not be able to hear this. And you might want to put it on speakerphone or put in your left earbud.
A huge change in the amount of people that are getting into this country and the number of deportations. So we now have the lowest number of border crossings that we've had in 4 years.
But they're flying them in. Why cross the border if you get a free flight?
It's not true, and we've removed 700,000.
How do you get to be this way? How do you get to be on Fox News and still repeating the same, like they're flying them in with and they're not checking anybody out? Like, how are you still saying that at this point?
That they're just flying them in without,
they are.
without background checks. It's not.
Wait a minute. You think they're flying them in and they do background checks on them?
Yes, I do think that you got a background
From where?
check.
From Chile? From
When you
Venezuela?
look at what's
from
gone on
Haiti?
with Mexico,
Ooh, Judge Janine got her face pulled back a little bit. They tightened the screws. She's looking very expressionless today.
That's been going on right now with the
telling me that Haiti, Guatemala, Venezuela are giving us background checks?
You're telling me that in the last year where we've gotten out over 700,000 people, which is the most that we have deported since the year 2010, that we have the lowest number of border crossings, that we have record seizures of drugs that are supposed to be coming across the border, that this is a wide open border.
So then why did Biden lose if he's so great?
It was too little too late in addressing this problem. But when you say I'm embarrassed.
Wait a minute. You're telling me that they vet people? Yeah, they do. But the numbers are massive. They're huge. They've come way down. Okay. Well, then why did he lose? Because Americans don't know. That's why. Because Winebox Janine sits on Fox News every fucking day and lies to the American people. And then Republicans in Congress stand up and they lie to the American people. And then Donald Trump holds a rally and lies to the American people. And then Elon Musk amplifies that message and lies to the American people. Why did Joe Biden lose? Well, one, he wasn't running, but why did Donald Trump win? Lies. Lies. Because too many people on the right listened to Judge Janine and not Jessica Tarlov. That's why. Everything they believed is a lie. And we're seeing it fall apart right in front of their eyes. By the way, let me give you some data, some actual data on this. This is a fact check from AP regarding these claims that Judge Janine just made. And this fact check is from March 6th. Judge Janine has had plenty of time to fact check this. Migrants are not being flown into the United States randomly. Under a Biden policy in effect since January 2023, up to 30,000 people from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela can enter the country monthly if, where's my Republicans? Republicans, if you're here. Stop typing for a second. Stop typing because I know I said Joe Biden policy and I know I said 30,000. Stop typing for 1 second and listen with the ears. If they apply online with a financial sponsor and arrive at a specified airport, and they must pay their own way. The United States is not paying to fly people into the United States who are unvetted. They have to be vetted through an online application process. They have to have a financial sponsor, and they have to pay their own way. None of what Judge Janine is saying there is true. Biden exercised his parole authority, which under a 1952 law allows him to admit people only on a case-by-case basis for urgent humanitarian reasons or significant public benefit. That I don't know if she does know that. Honestly, I think these Fox News hosts are so fucking lazy. You had Kilmeade quoting Bob Good today. They're just lazy. They show up and they read what's on the teleprompter. Here's a closer look. Claim. The Biden administration has secretly flown more than 300,000 unvetted migrants into the country. The fact, an article published on Monday by the Center for Immigration Studies examined a major example of how Biden has exercised his parole authority for Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. Each month, U.S. Customs and Border Protection discloses how many people from these four countries were allowed to enter the country. On January 26th, the agency reported 327,000 were vetted, and authorized for travel. Not even here yet, right? But they had already been vetted and they were authorized for travel. There were more than 67,000 Cubans, 126,000 Haitians, 53,000 Nicaraguans, and 81,000 Venezuelans. The Center for Immigration Study article says the CBP approved flights that brought 320,000 to the United States last year. The author Todd Bensman learned they came to 43 airports, but the government refused to divulge which ones, citing an exemption under the FOIA law enforcement sensitive information. Social media posts, including one by Elon Musk, charge that the administration is doing this to bring in voters, but people admitted into the country under parole have no path to citizenship. They can obtain work permits for a limited time, but voters still must be United States citizens. It's just lie after lie after lie. You ask how that, like, she asks how this happened. It's because you motherfuckers lie about everything. Just everything. There's nothing that they won't lie about. And then when it turns out that they lied and they're caught, they just keep telling the same lie. I would be furious if I was a Republican and I found out how much I had been lied to. Lucky for Republicans, they don't do a great deal of reading, and so they haven't figured it out yet. Sorry, Bree, I ruined your storyline. Let me check messages there. I forgot to check PayPal too, actually. Give me 1 second. All right. Leslie said for RTP Media. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. No, I didn't, but wait. Okay, I'm waiting. 1 more second. I got to get the gift goals on the same page. Where were we at on it? Okay, it's this one. So we will go to boom. All right. Next part of the outline. I'm just going to play the audio here because I don't want to switch screens. I don't think it matters to see it. This is Tom Homan, and Tom Homan was on Fox News, and they pressed him on why he thinks the Las Vegas explosion has a terrorist connection, because that's what he kept saying. And here's what he said.
To circle back there, you said earlier, and you just referenced again a terrorist connection there in Las Vegas. The police chief said they haven't identified that, but to your point, you said you believed as this investigation carries out in Las Vegas that I believe you just said you believe they will find a connection. Do you have any other information, or have you been privy to any other information other than what we just directly heard from the police there in Las Vegas?
No, I don't. This is a gut feeling. I've done this for 3.5 decades. I just think there's too many similarities, too much.
Two things. One, he hasn't done this for 3.5 decades. He didn't work in counterterrorism. He worked for ICE. Two, if you guys are going to make fun of the way I say words, you better make fun of this.
For 3.5 decades, I just think there's too many similarities, too much.
Similarities. It's like similarities and simulation. Similarities. He's so smart. He's so intelligent.
I just think there's too many similarities, too much coincidence. I think something down the road they're going to show there's some sort of connection, whether it's they got, whether it's some same network or where they got the tools to pull these terrorist attacks off. I just feel like there's going to be something down the road, and I could be wrong.
Yeah, I wonder where you got the tools. Where could you possibly get gasoline and fireworks? I think last I checked, the only place you can get gasoline and fireworks is Afghanistan, right? Where how could he possibly have pulled together all these resources? Oh, and on New Year's, nobody ever sells fireworks leading up to New Year's, do they? Where could they possibly? Tom Homan is so goddamn dumb. I'm telling you, he's just what like Republicans love. Just a confident fucking dumb guy. He's not an intelligent person. This is just a boots on the ground order follower who, because he has experience and because he talks tough, Republicans like him. But he's goddamn dumb.
It's just a gut feeling I have.
Well, it's just a gut feeling.
Well, we know that they're going to keep us posted as that investigation continues. And Tom, we appreciate your time
There's
today.
that
Thank you very much.
Hard-hitting Fox News journalism. I love that. Now, the evidence is your gut. Okay, great. That's actually plenty for Fox News. In fact, that's more than enough. If you could retract that statement and say you read it in a fortune cookie, that would be better. Sorry, my mouth is like, I put gum in my mouth to keep it from drying out, and my salivary glands are going crazy. Don't. Just don't. We don't need to do that. Bree says, amusement park it is. It's sure to be spicy. After we've gone through the ticketing stalls, we make our way to pick one, the Ferris wheel or the fun house. Ferris wheel. All of these are going to be me choosing the place where there's the most witnesses. Poor me. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you saying I am a victim here. Thank you guys very much. All right. Next subject. I don't remember what this was. Sorry. Sometimes I write bad headlines to myself. Oh yeah, this is all right. Listen, I'm gonna make you guys watch MAGA person, and I apologize in advance. Because this is every person. This is every girl I went to high school with right now, by the way. But even the MAGAs, they're turning on Trump and Elon.
Okay, I have literally been saying since day one that I did not trust Elon Musk, that I thought he was controlled opposition, that I thought he was evil and he had sinister plans for America. And his true colors are coming out because he's calling white people dumb. I mean, his skin color is white.
Ironic that he called Americans dumb, and she's like, he called white people dumb. He didn't. Because H-1B visas are for people who aren't American. It's not really about like the color of your skin. And despite her being mostly pink due to an abundance of makeup, there are more than just white people in this country. So just a little bit of like a little bit of internal racism there that we saw come out that she wasn't aware of. But he did not call white people dumb. He called Americans dumb.
Because he's calling white people dumb. I mean, his skin color is white, so like, don't even get me started. He's putting.
But he says he came here on an H-1B visa. I love the infighting. I think it's beautiful.
Brain chips in people's brains.
True.
He has robots. Like, when is it going to happen that those robots turn on us? Like, I'm just wondering. He wants people to live on Mars. His mother in all her pictures is doing this. His ex-wife, Grimes, like, go look up his ex-wife. I'm sorry. I do not trust the guy. His words have said one thing this whole time: freedom, freedom of speech, America, whatever. And then his actions have said another. But now his words are starting to line up with his actions.
When I say this is every girl I went to high school with, it's because of his actions don't line up. Every sentence goes up. That's how it ends. He's not doing things that I like. That's what I mean. This is how every woman in Utah under the age of 45 speaks.
Literally just gotten $6 billion from BlackRock. And now he's censoring freedom of speech that goes against what he wants on X. So please be careful with billionaires, because in my opinion, you don't get to be a billionaire by being a good person.
Donald Trump is a billionaire. Who's gonna tell this dummy? Be careful with billionaires, even though we've pledged our allegiance to a billionaire.
Like, there is a lot of things you have to do to make that kind of money, and we can't.
Yeah, there's a lot of things you have to do to make that kind of money, like stiff every contractor that ever even gave you any or ever did any work for you. And you're going to have to abuse H-1B visas, and you're going to have to not pay your taxes. Imagine that. They're so close. She's so close.
Even imagine what they are. In my opinion, he just played everybody for a really long time, and so many people bought it.
He's not alone. The other guy played you too. They're so close. She's almost there. Just like a little bit more thinking, and she's going to get there. Oh my God. Are you telling me Donald Trump might have been lying to us? He's a billionaire. It's one of the good ones. It's one of the best billionaires around. This was an article. I saw this. I don't even remember where I saw this. This was an article from Midas Touch a while ago, but just some quotes I read about Pete Hegseth. Now, remember, part of what I'm going to get to today is Republicans finding out that all Republicans are warmongers and that they love war. And even the people that Donald Trump is putting up for positions that claim that they are anti-war are actually pro-war. Pete Hegseth in 2016 was a guest on Fox News, and he was talking about Trump's book. In Trump's book that Trump criticized the Iraq war. Now, Trump was pro-Iraq war. He was pro-invasion until it was politically expedient for him to be anti, and then he just pretended that he didn't hold the position that we should have went to Iraq. But Pete Hegseth did not like what Donald Trump had to say. He said, I take issue with his characterization of the Iraq war. I think that in his book, in fact, many ways is a pushback against that narrative. I don't think we should be falling in with the Code Pink /moveon.org narrative of the war. Yeah, the accurate one. The one where like we shouldn't have been there and our government lied to us to send us to war. We shouldn't agree with that. And I think it may feel politically expedient to answer that way to begin with. Sorry, I'm reading his real words. This is not me stumbling over these words. Let me try one more time. I think it may feel politically expedient to answer that way to begin with, but I think it's much more politically powerful and principled to argue that, goddamn puzzle piece. I missed on the puzzle piece. Hold on. I don't know if you guys hear that when the puzzle piece pops up. I think it's much more politically powerful and principled to argue that, hey, even if you didn't like how we got into the war, ultimately finishing it properly is really important and has massive, massive implications. Hegseth, let's see. He said, there have been very few moments I've been proud of Republicans on their articulation of Iraq. There, I really can almost only think of one. I mean, Marco Rubio was asked about it, and he said it was not a mistake. Iraq was not a mistake. And I remember just sitting there, finally, at least somebody won't cave into it. I think that narrative. I don't know. His sentences are terrible. Hegseth implied he wasn't proud of Trump's position on Iraq. In the same speech, Hegseth stated he wants the U.S. military to be the sheriff of the world. Remember, they're like, we shouldn't be policing the world. We shouldn't be sending our troops around the world. We shouldn't be funding foreign wars. And then you guys put up Secretary of Defense nominee Pete Hegseth, who wants to be the sheriff of the world. That's the opposite of what Trump campaigned on. It's puzzling why Trump has nominated someone to run the military who doesn't agree with him on the Iraq war. Spoiler alert, Trump doesn't give a shit about the Iraq war. He just says whatever's politically expedient. And watch, this Republican Party is going to flip. They are going to be warmongers once again. They are going to advocate that we increase the size of our military, that we increase our activity across the world. Donald Trump has said this repeatedly. He thinks we should help out the Israelis. He says they should finish the job. He threatens anybody. He's advocated invading Mexico with our military to take out the cartels. This is George Bush. And why? It's not because they're lying about their principles. It's because they need money, and they need money for their friends. And their friends that are going to clean up, the people who will really do well when it comes to war, are people like Elon Musk. We'll use Elon Musk's technology. We'll use Starlink. We'll use all of his satellites. We may use some of his rocket capabilities. Donald Trump is going to line the pockets of all of his donors, and so many of his donors are these people. These people who benefit from wartime. You want to have people ignore what's going on at home? If you want people to not pay attention to all the shit that's going on at home, start a war. Go be in a war. And this parallels like what we're seeing from Republican media. Like Republican media now is back on their bullshit. This is what happens every time a Republican gets in office. Every fucking time a Republican enters office, Fox News is like, boom, Muslim extremists, Muslim extremists, Muslim extremists. And there are Muslim extremists. There absolutely are. And I'm going to play some clips from the interview that Tex sent me. And I just think that the fact that Muslim extremists exist, the fact that terrorism exists all over this world is something that we obviously need to address. But continuing regime change wars, the very thing Tulsi Gabbard claimed she was against, they're going to jump in and they're going to do regime change wars. They're already supporting regime change wars through Israel. They're already doing this. They're already advocating for it. Wag the dog. Yeah, thank you, Ross Wrench. Good reference. Let me check comments real quick. Did I get that one from you, Bree? I think so. All right. I did that one. I chose the Ferris wheel. Thank you. Devon, sorry, I never know how to say that name. I apologize. Said, did you hear about the chameleon who couldn't change colors? He had reptile dysfunction. What do you call a masturbating cow? Beef Stroganoff. Appreciate that. God, my apps are loading slow. Haley says, how is Gates on the floor voting right now? Wait, what? Matt Gaetz is on the floor voting? Is that real? I thought he resigned. Oh, no, but wait, this is better. Listen to this. He's not, but listen to this announcement from Kevin McCumber, the acting House clerk.
The clerk is in receipt of a letter from the Honorable Matt Gaetz of the state of Florida indicating that he will not serve in the House in the 119th Congress. Without objection, the letters relating to his resignation will be printed in the record.
Those claps were from both sides of the aisle. You can see in the video, you can see both sides clapping. Okay, that's great. Honorable. Yeah, honorable. Getting there, using a lot of leeway with that word. I see a burned out medic there. I don't know if you were coming to explain that. Pretty sure you're friendly. Okay, there you go, Haley. He's not. Thank you for bringing that to our attention. Okay, got those, and then I'm gonna have to update the goal. Jen, I will update the goal on the next video, and you can remind me if I forget. All right. I'm gonna go to this. So the podcast I keep referencing is Sean Ryan's podcast. Sean Ryan, I think, is a former Special Forces. He hosts a podcast now, and he brings on all his right-wing buddies to talk about how the border's open and how cool it is to be a soldier. He had on Sarah Adams. Sarah Adams is a former CIA analyst. She worked for the Department of Homeland Security. I believe she may have worked for the FBI as well. I'm going to be honest. I've yet to figure out what I think about Sarah Adams, but I found myself agreeing with a lot of what she said, and disagreeing with the responses from Sean Ryan and some of the way that she frames our government. Sarah Adams is somebody who is investigating terrorism around the world. She's part of a think tank that does it. But I do think that part of her shtick is that she needs to make the federal government look incompetent in order to make herself look better. I've seen, Sarah Adams' predictions scare me. And I want to cover her predictions, but also be kind of honest about some of the things she's saying. I've went and looked into some of her predictions and some of the stuff she says about our government, specifically our intelligence agencies. A lot of what she's saying is just not correct as far as her assessment of our intelligence agencies. However, she says some things that I think we should be aware of. And I think that the discussion she had on Sean Ryan's podcast, I think should happen more in the public square. And I think it should happen with somebody who's not as brain dead, mushed brain, just in the tank for Republicans as Sean Ryan. First, this is her talking about types of weapons that potential terrorists may use against us.
This bomb basically goes to the metal detector, okay? So they were showing it off then. Well, now Al-Qaeda's advanced and it's in a suicide vest. But the interesting part is it doesn't just go supposedly through the metal detector. They made it with components dogs aren't trained on to sniff. So if you say, okay, well, we'll up our security and put more dogs, Al-Qaeda's saying, well, we've defeated that too. And this is the type of vest they plan to use potentially in their homeland attack that's coming up. So it's
Homeland attack is like an attack on our soil. I have found no evidence that these vests exist. But I don't know where to look. So I would say my research ability on this is very, very limited. Maybe they exist, maybe they don't. I can't find anything outside of mostly people quoting her saying that they exist. If somebody has information on that, drop it in the Discord and Jen will get it over to me. I just haven't been able to find anything there. And I would also point out that neither one of these acts of terror, or I don't know if they've declared Vegas an act of terror yet or not, neither one of them had one of these vests that they're talking about. So I have no idea if this is correct or not, but she is claiming it. Just seems like every source is literally her claiming it.
very concerning because we aren't prepared for that. I mean,
most of the buildings you go into, even if they have some sort of thing, it's already defeats that.
I mean, I don't think we're prepared for anything that's coming.
Right. We're not.
See, this is why I don't like Sean Ryan, though. Sean Ryan is just like, he's just another like middle-aged white dude where they've given up on learning new things and they love being scared. The thing about middle-aged white dudes is what we love to do is we love to think that we're the smartest person in the room. And the way that we do that, and this has been shown in study after study between specifically conspiracy theorists and non-conspiracy theorists. Conspiracy theorists are prone to always believe the worst about our government and that nothing will ever be fixable. Like they are prone to believe everything is doomed. And people who are more research based, who like to find answers, usually say like, okay, where is our government inept? But Sean Ryan hears this one story and he's like, we're literally not prepared for anything. Sean Ryan's brain dead. Sean Ryan was probably an excellent soldier. He was probably great at taking orders and following through. Critical thinking, not something he's terrific at. People always give him a lot of credit for the way that he interviews because they're like, I love Sean Ryan the way that he interviews because he doesn't say much. That's because he doesn't have much to say. There's not a whole lot going on in that brain, but he does facilitate open conversations with people like Sarah Adams that I think are good. I don't mind his podcast as far as like allowing people to speak, but he doesn't speak because he doesn't have a whole lot to say.
And do we have any preparations at all? I mean, from what I've seen, we have no preparations. We're going to get into more about the funding of Taliban. I mean, we're funding our own demise here. I mean, have you seen any positives?
This is the defeatist, lazy man response. That's what this is. Did I clip out? I might have clipped the mic out there for a minute. It's just, this is what lazy people do, or people who can't figure out answers to questions that they have. He's clearly given up. Are we doing anything? Of course we're doing stuff. What, you think the CIA, the FBI, and our military are doing nothing? You think that Sarah Adams has all the answers? She's essentially she's an investigative journalist at this point. She's using access to sources that she has and publicly available information. And she cites that at the beginning of the podcast. Like, I don't have access to everything. In fact, weirdly enough, most of her sources come from other governments. She consistently doesn't name, but says she has sources from other governments. And that those government officials are confirming what she says, and then she'll use that to say like, and our government doesn't confirm this for me, so they don't know it. Maybe they don't know it, but it's far more likely that they do know it and they're not sharing it with you, because why the fuck would they? Like, if they don't want this information out and you are a person who's going to go on Sean Ryan's podcast and tell everything that they told you, why would they tell you? They probably wouldn't, right?
Is anybody doing anything?
No, and actually, Al-Qaeda makes a joke out of the fact that they move the money we give to the Taliban to the camps that train the homeland attackers, right? So it's almost like an insider joke. Like, yes, we are forcing America to fund their own attacks. So that is the plan, too, that the money will go back to us and our.
And this is a little disingenuous, too. So like in Afghanistan, in Iraq, the United States spends billions of dollars basically to help these countries rebuild after we decimated them from war. And that money is supposed to go to humanitarian efforts. And yes, it's true that groups like Al-Qaeda, ISIS, H group, they find ways to get some of this money. It comes through humanitarian efforts. Also because the places that they live need humanitarian aid. And yes, it is true that they wind up getting some of that aid and they probably use it for T-type activities. This is all true. But it's just the framing. The way that they frame this every time is that our government is so inept that that they're laughing. Our government gives the money to their government. It's their government who is fucking this up. We don't distribute the money. We don't go through there and everybody lines up and we go check their identification and then we give the money. It's their governments that are fucking this up. I hate how she frames this. Sarah Adams has a lot of, I think, important information. And I think a lot of the stuff, she's going to cover something here in a minute, doesn't get the attention that it deserves. And I think that mostly conservatives are focused on the wrong thing, because conservatives, those who are conspiracy minded, what they're listening for while they listen to this is they're listening for ways to criticize our government, specifically liberals. So they're going to focus on things like wokeism. They're going to talk about open borders, and they're going to talk about a weaponized Department of Justice that cares more about prosecuting Donald Trump than it does taking care of business overseas. But this criticism is unfair. It's not a fair criticism to say that we're being laughed at and our government is so inept that some of this money is winding up in terrorist groups. That's an unfair criticism. That has more to do with their government or those responsible for distributing the funds.
Our government, and then that makes Americans also look at our government like it's an inside job. You knew it, right? And so Al-Qaeda is going to play that game, which is really interesting. Al-Qaeda found the Building 7 conspiracy stuff fascinating, and they.
That's 9/11. She's talking about Building 7 from 9/11. When that came down, a bunch of conspiracy theorists believed that it was an inside job, a controlled demolition. And listen to how she talks about like the stupidity of Americans. Listen to the stuff that she's laughing about with Al-Qaeda. I want to go back real quick, saying this part. This is the part that I don't think Sean Ryan picked up. I don't think Republicans are picking this up. I'm not seeing many people quote this part of the interview, but to me, this was the part of the interview that scared me the most. I listened to this on my walk last night. There were multiple times while I was walking, I stopped and I froze. I was like, oh my God. It's a fascinating interview. I highly recommend this podcast, even though I think Sean Ryan, it should have been somebody besides Sean Ryan to have this discussion. But this was one of the times that made me stop.
Attack. So that is the plan too, that the money will go back to us and our government. And then that makes Americans also look at our government like it's an inside job. You knew it, right? And so Al-Qaeda is going to play that game, which is really interesting. Al-Qaeda.
Do you see how she's saying what I'm saying? Is that even though they're laughing at the conspiracy theorists, and they're laughing because the conspiracy theorists are winning elections. They keep winning places in Congress, and it's become the narrative of the people who just won this election, who have control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. That's actually what these Al-Qaeda is laughing at. They're laughing, saying, "Oh my God, these people are so dumb." That they're looking at this whole thing and they're saying, oh, well, the problem is we need to put more conspiracy theorists in office. We need more of these type of people. That's what they're laughing at. And that's what she's saying. She just, I don't know what her political leanings are, but I feel like she knew where she was. And so she wasn't going to push the envelope. But what she's saying is that Al-Qaeda is laughing at MAGA. It's specifically what she's saying here.
Found the Building 7 conspiracy stuff fascinating. And they have actually had discussions about how we could do ruses and bring in the Building 7 people to make them blame their government more. So they're actually even looking at our conspiracies and targeting those people for the Homeland attack. So basically,
who just did the Homeland attack? In Vegas. An ardent Trump supporter. His family kept calling him a patriot. They're like, we're so confused by this because he's so patriotic. He would never do something against his country. Oh, yeah? She's laying out how that person got radicalized. Republicans are ignoring all of this. She's literally saying, like, we're taking conspiracy type people, MAGA, and we're going to turn them even against their own country. That's how this happens. Because if you believe that your government now is the enemy, which Republicans are out there saying en masse, like all of them are saying it, your government is the enemy. Well, then these attacks seem fine. You start to say, like, I'm going to say this, I'm not going to drop a name. There have been a handful of creators since I've been on TikTok who went from the far right to Islamist. And I'm not trying to criticize Islam or make any other suggestion other than the recruiting pools would be the same. Whether you are a normal Muslim or you are a radical Muslim, you may find common ground in the far right. People who don't trust our government, because if you're a Muslim, especially outside of this country, you know the United States government is not your friend. right? Historically, they have not been your friend. Whether you are a jihadist or if you are just a regular, peaceful, practicing Muslim, the United States government has not been your friend. But the recruiting of these people, they know where to recruit. And make no mistake, like, religions recruit. Not necessarily for the same reason a jihadist might, but religions recruit. And when I was a recruiter for a religion, I looked for people who were broken. The amount of times, I'd write a letter home like, oh, we found this family. I can think of one family for example. There was a family, I was in a city named Clarkston, Washington. It's down in like the corner of Washington on the Idaho border. And there was a family that lived around all Mormon people. And Mormons had been trying to convince them to like go to church forever. And some of their friends were Mormon, but they're like, no, this shit's crazy. And then when I moved to Clarkston, we met them. I don't remember even how we met them. Somebody told us just to go visit them, and we went and visited them. But our visit coincided with like about a month before that, the father of this family had lost his parents in a tragic car accident. And so this was a family who was looking for purpose, who had just lost somebody. That's a difficult thing to deal with. Trying to cope with the idea that you will not see the people you love the most ever again. And so we came in at a time when they were very vulnerable, and we sold that as a success story. Every person I ever baptized on my mission, it was a time when they were vulnerable. I caught them at a vulnerable moment, and then we said, here's the solution to what you're going through. And people want a solution. People want to believe in something. So that's how religions recruit. And that's the same way that these extremist groups recruit. That's how MAGA recruits. That's how the far right has operated. That's how the incels recruited. That's how Steve Bannon recruits. You make people feel like that you understand how they are a victim, and you offer them a solution, and the solution needs to be simple. It needs to be something that they can act on now, and their problem can be fixed now. And that's kind of what we sold people. Did I ever do a flirt to convert? Not knowingly. There is somebody who on my mission I baptized, and she moved back to my hometown, and she told people that we were together, and she like tracked down my best friend and became friends with him. She I don't know if she tracked down my family, or I may have given her the information. She's still very much Mormon and not very much not married to me. She's married to somebody else. But yeah, that happened once.
Those people almost back Al-Qaeda as revolutionaries and rebels and heroes against our government. Kind of like how the Hamas supporters do it.
All right. So we have a list of stuff to go.
All right. I thought that was brilliant. I like that connection. I am not on board with the age group sympathizers here in the United States that justify violence. I will never justify violence in that way. But it is the same thing. It's the same type of person who is radicalized by that and can be radicalized by that. Somebody who sees our U.S. government as the oppressor, which they are, but then you wind up siding with another oppressor, right? You wind up siding with somebody who is just on the opposite side of that, and they're doing awful things too. That's how this cycle just keeps continuing. You want to talk about Israel? Like, Israel is wiping obviously Gaza off the map. What do you think that's doing to Palestinians or to faithful Muslims in the Middle East? People are being radicalized. When you lose your family, when you watch this type of devastation, people get radicalized by this. This is a regime change war. This is the whole reason I liked Tulsi in the first place. The only reason I liked Tulsi Gabbard is because she was one of the first politicians ever to discuss any of this stuff openly, like not politicians, I guess, like openly on a presidential stage. She was talking about the dangers of regime change war and how it just creates this cycle. And I think that she correctly points that out. The same way that you would radicalize a MAGA is how you would radicalize somebody who is supporting age group here in the United States. Yes, I can blame them, Tiffany. Yes, I can blame them. I absolutely can blame them, but it's reality. Like, I don't think people should be radicalized. I don't think people should be radicalized to violence. So yes, I can blame them, but I also have to acknowledge the reality that that's what happens. And no amount of us going to war is going to fix that. In fact, it's the opposite. The more we go to war, the more we interfere overseas, the more people are going to be radicalized. All right, let's go next. Let me check messages real quick, then we'll go on to the next part. I have this sneaking suspicion that Bree has finished her story. All right. I was correct. Bree says, we make our way. By the way, if you're new to this channel, there is a thing people like to do to me because of my fundamentalist Mormon upbringing, where like words about body parts or sexual words make my face turn red. They like to make me read things that will make my face turn red. So that's what we're about to have here. Unless Jen, did you want to go first?
No, go ahead.
Okay. We make our way to the line for the. Are you just up here to laugh at me?
I've kind of no, but
right.
yes, kind of maybe
right.
a little bit.
We make our way to the line for the Ferris wheel. You're already feeling a bit frisky. All right, now we know this is bullshit. I'm not frisky on a Ferris wheel. So you're grabbing handfuls of my ass along the way. There are only 10 people in line, so we get to share our own Ferris wheel pod. But the pod is made of glass. Terrific. Message 2. We wait our turn as each pod is lowered and filled. You whisper in my ear, let's make this a ride to remember. That immediately got my bean jumping. We finally get on the Ferris wheel and sit down. How many cycles will we go around the Ferris wheel? 2 or 4? 2. 2. I thought I was safe. All right. I think that's it. Go ahead, Jen. Don't laugh at that. I don't like where this is going. The part of the story is like me saying things like I'm cool and like suave. Like I'm gonna say something.
No.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Cool.
I'm gonna be like, hey, you want to get some cotton candy? Like if you use that might make more sense. Or my tummy kind of hurts. Could we do one that doesn't spin so much? Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So we've got about a half hour or so till Friendly Friday. Probably an hour and a half total till we wrap this up. So I don't see the gift goal on this screen, but are you updating the gift goal?
I've got one more to read and then I'll update it. Yeah.
So just reminding everybody, we have subscriptions here. If you are a subscriber and want to drop some of our emotes in the chat to show people what we have as an emotes, please subscribe to us over on YouTube. And if you want to invite to the Discord, you can send any mod message and we can get you an invite. And I see Merp's back. Merp, you're
Jesus.
Merp's upset.
Merp, you gotta stop DMing people, man. You gotta stop that shit.
Yeah, I haven't meant to send it to Brie. Merp DM'd me. They're upset with me. I've got a bird chest, I guess, which
what's that mean?
I looked it up. It's for like men, like when they work out, they've got a bird chest. It didn't
like, does it have feathers or something? I don't even know what that means. When I read that, I was like, what the fuck is a bird chest?
It's like concaved. It's not anyway, but I didn't know who, I didn't know the message was there. So it was like 2 days late. I'm like, oh, they messaged me too. So they're kind of like, I think are they the fun police? They don't want anybody to have a good time.
Oh, I just think they probably want attention. Sorry that you got muted there, Merp. Like maybe just don't be a douchebag.
I think he may have gotten
Merp off.
I think they may have gotten blocked, but which is fine.
Oh, L for Merp.
But yeah, so I heard you went out dressed like a chicken the other night.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
I also heard you met a woman who was dressed like an egg. She told me one thing led to another, and the lifelong question of who came first was answered. It was the chicken.
I saw that one coming. I hate that. It's probably fair though. 100%. I actually I don't have a 100% finish rate. That would have been a lie. I shouldn't say that. Let's see. Adjust this. And by the way, if there's any Republicans here who would like to have a discussion about anything you want, you're welcome to jump in the box at any time. All right, next part of the Sean Ryan clip here. This is from DHS Secretary Mayorkas. This was him on CNN just after the attacks. But I just want to point out that Sarah Adams and Sean Ryan were saying, like, we're not ready. Our government's not doing anything. They don't know any of this stuff. They aren't prepared. And I think this proves that they were prepared and that they knew everything she knew and probably more.
I keep hearing, it's very interesting. You're the Secretary of Homeland Security. CNN has obtained a joint bulletin from the Department of Homeland Security warning of lone offender attacks coming up, specifically mentioning the potential use of vehicle ramming. That bulletin came out and was sent around the country to cities and states, warning of this potential danger.
So they were warned. Everybody's saying, like, holy shit, how did Sarah Adams know to make this prediction? Well, maybe she got it from other sources, or maybe she got a hold of this bulletin that Department of Homeland Security put out. And why don't we know about it? Because they don't go on podcasts. They don't go on the third biggest podcast in the world. So Americans see what she's saying, and they see what Sean Ryan's saying, and they're like, holy shit, she knows, but our government doesn't know? Oh, they knew. They knew. They warned. That's probably where she got the information. She probably got it from our people, from our Department of Homeland Security. It came out just at, like, her podcast happened just after, a week or so after they had sent out this warning. And they send out warnings like this all the time. Like, they're intercepting communications. But again, if somebody says, imagine if you are Department of Homeland Security and you received an intercept, you don't know who it's from, but you know that they're planning attacks with vehicles. How do you stop it? What do you do to stop that? You know what you can't do? You can't tell Americans to go inside because they'll freak the fuck out if you tell them to stay inside. You can't tell them to avoid big spaces with a lot of people because they'll stay inside, or because they won't do it. We already know Americans don't give a flying fuck about our government warning them to protect themselves. So this is what you do. This is where we're at in America. People are going to go do whatever they want to do. I'm telling you, I won't be at a big event. I'm not going to big events. Not while the world's like this. Hell no. I'm not going to do Target on my back. I'll watch it from TV.
Did New Orleans screw up, basically, not pay attention to that warning?
I don't think that's fair to say.
I think it's fair.
Wolf, that wouldn't be a
He's being
fair
nice.
conclusion to draw.
It's a very fair conclusion to draw.
Not our first bulletin with respect to the threat of the lone offender. The perpetrator of the terrorist attack yesterday in New Orleans was an Army veteran,
Yeah, Mel.
a U.S.-born citizen. We have spoken now for about 10 years about the phenomenon of an individual resident in the United States radicalized to violence by a foreign terrorist ideology or other ideology.
For years, they've been warning of this. American-born, who is radicalized, causing violence. For years. Jiffy says final vote 218 to 215. I'm going to have Jen check the speaker vote. Anyways.
Ideologies. We're speaking of a veteran here. Local officials do the best they can in securing the well-being of their residents. We work very closely with our state and local partners.
The FBI.
Okay, so so what Sarah Adams said, and again, this is what Joe Rogan does this all the time too. His guests tell him something and it sounds scary, and because he doesn't know anything, he doesn't know enough to know what he's talking about. He's just like, oh my God, like, oh, that sounds like that just sounds like nobody's doing anything. He doesn't know. There's no check. Like, hey, Jamie, I don't know if Sean Ryan has a hey, Jamie, but if Sean Ryan had a hey, Jamie, maybe a hey, Jamie, can you check to see if Department of Homeland Security has issued any warnings prior to this? They didn't check that. They're just like, holy shit, so they don't do anything? Well, they did. Johnson speaker, I'm seeing 218 to 215. I wonder what they had. So, looks like it was maybe just a ceremonial vote. Who was 218? Who's the lone Republican that didn't vote for him then? Isn't that what they have? Isn't there 219's what they have, right? Here we go. 218 to 215. Who's the lone Republican? Is it Massey? Okay. Well, there were 3, but I think, yeah, isn't that, yeah. It's Massey. Okay, perfect. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me go to the next part here. Boom. When I said it was fair, when Mayorkas, they said, so would you say that this was a failure from New Orleans? And Mayorkas said, I don't think that's fair. Here's why I think it's fair. This is the police superintendent of New Orleans. Last name, I think, is Fitzpatrick. I don't know what her first name is, but here's her basically admitting they didn't do what they should have done.
What you see behind us is what we call hardening the target. So we have brought in heavy trucks. You will see when you go down Bourbon, you will see yellow, what we call archers, and they're along the sidewalk. And that would be to be preventive if someone had, or if this particular terrorist went around up on the sidewalk, that's what that would do. Okay, it would slow that down for anyone who thought that they could breach our targets. And so those are some of the main differences we are done in the quarter. Also, you are going to see an incredibly large presence of police. And we are, though, confident, but we want our community to feel confident and know they are confidently safe. And that's what we're going to do. So right now, I can declare to you that the Bourbon Street is open.
Chief, where did those archers come from?
Sorry?
Those yellow archers, where did they come from?
Actually, we have them. I didn't know about them, but we have them. And so we have been able now to put them out.
That's why. That's why I think it's fair to say that the city of New Orleans fucked up. They had the very tools that they needed to keep people safe from this attack, and the superintendent didn't even know. So Republicans are going to want to point the finger at Mayorkas and the Biden administration. They warned the city of New Orleans. They warned everybody. In fact, apparently they had enough of a warning that they bought, what are these things called? What do they call them? Yellow archers? Yellow archers. They bought them. They purchased them. They had them. They didn't think that they needed to do it. It's pretty clear that the city of New Orleans ignored these warnings. And I just don't think it's I just don't think it's fair for on a Sean Ryan podcast with Sarah Adams for them to say this is our federal government. Our federal government seems to have been way ahead of this and was warning people. But again, like states' rights, brother, they can't come in and they can't just come in and take over a jurisdiction, not without a credible threat. And there's no credible threat that it was going to be specifically in this area. We don't have enough FBI agents to go to every major city for every major celebration and have them lined up and making sure everything's correct. This is what your local municipalities are supposed to do. And yeah, New Orleans failed. It's not the first time New Orleans has failed. New Orleans has struggled for decades with really, really bad leadership. And they tend to, I mean, for God's sake, New Orleans is below sea level. They ignored the levees. They didn't do enough to protect themselves from hurricanes while they're below sea level. The leadership in New Orleans has been atrocious. Frankly, there hasn't been a good politician in that I can think of off the top of my head in the state of Louisiana for a long time. Not one that off the top of the head I can think of. I mean, this is the same, like in the 90s, Louisiana ran David Duke for governor on the Republican ticket. He beat the front runner and ran as a Republican in the early 90s. That's who Louisiana had. And he almost won because on the other side, the Democrat was so fucking corrupt and was taking so much big money that he was a 3-term governor that then stepped aside and everybody hated him. And he ran again because he's like, well, shit, I can beat David Duke. And he was incredibly corrupt governor, very reminiscent of Eric Adams in New York, like just taking money on the side. Like Louisiana has a problem. No, David Duke isn't Biden's friend. Tex, you're thinking of what was the guy that was friends with Biden? What was his name? Somebody help me with that. Who was the guy that was a former Grand Wizard and then he abandoned him? Robert Byrd. Thank you. Yeah, wrong guy. Tex. Good try though. David Duke is the guy that kept endorsing your guy. David Duke is the Republican that existed in your lifetime that won a Republican GOP primary race in Louisiana in the 90s as a open white supremacist. So yeah, you don't think he was a ground? Was he not? Is that something they just said? Okay, I've heard that. I've never fact checked that. If he wasn't a ground wizard, great, even better. Strom Thurmond. All right, so I thought that was fair. Let me go back to another part of this that I found really, really alarming. And again, this is the Sean Ryan podcast. You can get it on YouTube. You can get it on Spotify. I highly recommend listening to this. But while you do listen to it, just know that what Sarah Adams and Sean Ryan are saying lack a ton of context, and they take a lot of liberties in smearing our government and praising other governments. You can't find much on Sarah Adams. My biggest concern with Sarah Adams is that she is a useful idiot. That's my biggest concern with her. She's going to mention some stuff during this interview about her sources that set off alarm bells for me. I'll play the clip.
Russia, right? So we talked about this in our October 7th report. So the terrorists actually decided to do the Israel attacks after Russia invaded Ukraine. They're like, it's a really good time. Everybody's focused on Ukraine. So they started the plotting in March of 2022. When they started the plotting, the terrorists reached out to Russia and said, is this going to be okay? And Russia's like, go for it, go for it, go for it.
The most alarming part of that is the communication between Russia and these groups. Russia and Iran, Russia and H group, Russia and ISIS, Russia and Hezbollah, Russia and the Taliban, Russia and the Saudis. They're reaching out to each other. This sounds like a cooperation agreement to me. That H group in Palestine is reaching out to Russia saying like, hey, is this like, not necessarily like, can we get permission, but like, hey, we're communicating. Is this going to fuck your guys' stuff up? And they're like, no, this is actually better for us. Russia said, no, this is better for us. You should do it.
So when Zawahiri was killed and Al-Qaeda's like, we're not doing this attack October 7th because the U.S. will come and bomb all of our locations in Afghanistan. We'll lose our base. They reached back out to Russia, and Russia's like, no, do it in 2022. Don't wait. I need to get this pressure off me from my war in Ukraine. Well, fast forward to these... there is information that Russia is helping bring in some of the tools necessary for Al-Qaeda's homeland attack.
Say that again.
There's information that Russia and Russian pipelines are helping bring in some of the resources that are going to support Al-Qaeda's homeland attack.
Think back to this primary, this election season. Think back to the amount of Republicans we had here defending Russia, saying Ukraine was the bad guy. Russia has been involved in our elections. They have backed Donald Trump. They have backed Republicans. Republicans have backed them. Tucker Carlson's going over there doing puff pieces for them. The question I have for Sean Ryan is like, what the fuck are you watching, dude? Like, what are you watching? Sean Ryan repeatedly during this podcast kept saying, I can't wait for this new administration to fix all this. What are you talking about? This new administration is full of people who are friendly to Russia, full of people who have been bought and paid for by Russia. Our own intelligence is saying, can you please do a closed door meeting so we can talk about Tulsi Gabbard? Please? Can we have, and they're like, nah, we're not going to do that. Please, can we have a closed door meeting? Because the Russians are in on this. And Republicans are like, nah. What does that tell you about your Republican Party? Who are they loyal to? Elon Musk is having phone conversations with Vladimir Putin that aren't recorded. He's been having them since even before he joined the campaign. He's having them now. They're funding these countries. The Republicans have got to be like the dumbest group of people ever to assemble, like willfully ignorant. They'll sit there all day long and tell you how afraid they are of terrorist groups, how afraid they are of Iran, how afraid they are of all this shit. And then when it comes to the Saudis and the Russians who are funding all of this, they're silent. They're running fake peace agreements in the Middle East so the Saudis can move their money around. They're inviting the Saudis to invest in the United States. They're inviting the Saudis and the Russians to come sit at Mar-a-Lago and dine with President Trump. The very people that are funding the stuff that is happening right now on the ground are the people that the GOP are aligning themselves with. And it's fascinating to me to watch Sean Ryan, who loves to say, I'm an intelligent person, sit back and miss all of this. All just right over his head. He'll hear all this and he's like, God damn, I can't wait for Trump. Like, but bro, what are you watching?
And it's to
into this country?
Yep, to push at us for Ukraine. Just like we're doing stuff against Russia.
So hold on.
Push
so
at
let me
them
get this
against
straight.
Ukraine.
So Russia's sending supplies into the United States to help with the terrorist homeland.
Their pipeline is helping move some of Al-Qaeda's supplies in the United States for their homeland attack.
Which is probably our own fucking supplies
So-
because we left everything there.
So,
Am I right?
I mean, it's a different kind of.
What? Sean Ryan's an idiot. He's so goddamn dumb. Let's hear that again.
States for their homeland attack.
Which is probably our own fucking supplies
So-
because we left everything there.
So,
Where does he think Afghanistan is? Where has he seen a map of this dude served? Does he know where Russia is? And she's like, nah, no.
Am I right?
I mean, it's a different kind of supply. I'll tell you what the supply.
Yeah, that's a nice way of saying, no, you fucking idiot. No. But that's where Sean Ryan's brain goes, right? Because Sean Ryan has already decided MAGA good, Patriots good, Joe Biden bad, left wing, Democrats deep state. He's already made up his mind. So when he hears, she's like, Russia is actually bringing this equipment in. He's like, oh, it's probably ours that was left in Afghanistan, right? No, you goddamn idiot. What are you talking about? Like, if ever there was like the human epitome of a potato, it's Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan is just a really good at his job cult member. He's already bought the ideology, and no matter what evidence he hears, he's just going to figure out a way to make sure that like he's still on the right side of history. He's not worried about actually being on the right side of history. He's just going to figure out a way to spin it. And even Sarah Adams is like, no, what are you talking about, you lunatic?
Supply is, but it is a Russian channel reportedly that the supply has moved through. So Russia.
If Sean Ryan kept the politics out of his interviews, his podcast is actually good. No, yeah, I haven't listened to a lot of Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan's actually an excellent podcast host. He really is. Like, he sits back. He's good. He's good at asking questions that good answers. He's just dumb. Like, he doesn't understand all this stuff. And I think sometimes people think Sean Ryan understands this stuff because he's military. People who served in the military, that doesn't grant them any expertise when it comes to like foreign policy. It doesn't. You're just there following orders. It's not like you know what's going on in the back rooms. You have no idea. And I think we do this way too often. We say, "Oh, you've served, you must know." No. In fact, if you served, it's likely that you were mostly lied to. Like, most of the time you spent in active war, if we have veterans here from the Afghanistan war or Iraq or Desert Storm, like most of the time that you spent fighting, you were being lied to. And I applaud your service, and I do not blame you for not knowing that you were being lied to at the time. I'm sure most of you know it now. But like, that's the truth. The military is not sending you in there and sitting you down every day and being like, here's a nuanced discussion about all the inner workings of foreign policy. No, they're like, here's your mission, go fucking do it. And you're like, okay, that's what I signed up to do. I signed up to be given orders and go do my mission. But Sean Ryan is not qualified to talk on this stuff. And it's very clear. Like, I'm not that qualified to talk on it too. But like, I'm miles past him, miles past Sean Ryan. Like, I can hear something and hear what they're saying. Sean Ryan's like, Russia's sending stuff? Oh, yeah, it's probably the leftover Afghanistan stuff, huh? No, that's probably it.
With a suicide vest on the United States. Americans don't understand this. Al-Qaeda knows this, right? So this is new and innovative, especially now. You don't have to walk upside of the building. You can walk in the building because of the advancement of the vest. The other thing is, in the United States, we haven't had Fideian attackers. So the concept is the terrorist fights to the death. So he's not exactly a suicide bomber, but he will fight till either all of us are dead or all of his people are dead. We think it's going to be a swarming attack, right? Multiple different attacks at one time across multiple cities. We think there will be 3 suicide bombers just because some of the attackers went through suicide bomber training and they have these vests. And then we think there's these Fideian attackers who will carry on until they're killed.
You just rephrase that. So these guys are trained and they are going to fight until they're killed.
Yes, and that matters, right? So I was watching this video, and it was a suicide bombing in Kabul years ago. The bomber blew up, and then everyone starts moving in. The first responders move in, right? And then another guy walks in and blows up. We know this is a tactic. But if Americans don't understand this as a tactic and don't understand these attackers are going to fight to the death, think about that. Battle's going on. The attacker surrenders. He might have the suicide vest. You know, we let our guard down. That man came to die, right? He's going to fight till he dies or you dies. So we can't let our guards down, and they know our weakness. So we have to be very careful that we don't have more people die in these second and third order effects of not knowing their intent.
Yeah, they do know our weakness, and our weakness is an uninformed, easily swayed populace who millions upon millions will believe virtually anything, and we will ignore direct threats to us that are easily viewable by everybody else, but to us, we ignore them because we're stuck in this two-sided political mess where we're at right now. Let me get to the comments real quick. But mostly what I took away from this interview is that Vladimir Putin is far more influential in this country than I think most people recognize. His goal for the last couple of decades has been divide and conquer, and it's happening. And there's no end to it, which is why you see the divide in the Republican Party now, where you have the conspiracy theorists and the white nationalists and the people who would rather legislate and get things done. And now there's a huge divide between them. And you know where that divide is coming from? You know who's amplifying that divide? It's Russia. Like Russia is causing the infighting too. Like Russia is promoting and amplifying the infighting messages coming from the right. It's not like Russia is friends with any of these people. Russia is just going to use any American they possibly can to advance their agenda. And any American who's going over and meeting with Vladimir Putin thinking you're meeting with somebody who is reasonable and who you might be able to find common place with, no, he's going to do exactly what Donald Trump does. He's going to use you until you are no longer useful, and then you will be abandoned. This is not a coming together. This is a bunch of people using each other, and Vladimir Putin is winning this war. Vladimir Putin is very successful in the United States, and he picked his target. He said, you know what, those people over there on the right, those conservatives, they are ripe. They are ripe to lose all faith in their country, which they've done. And it's crazy what they lost their faith in this country over. Donald Trump? You guys don't believe that our government is functional because they prosecuted Donald Trump? Imagine you going back in the past, like if you could time travel and you go back to yourself 15 years ago, try and convince yourself that Donald Trump is actually innocent. I don't think you could do it. You had to be conditioned to get to this point. You're like, wait, what happened? The guy there was a grant, so he was president, and then after he was president, there were some civil trials and some state trials, and they investigated him, and a jury found him guilty. Yeah, he was probably guilty. You'd be like, no, you don't get it. You don't get it. It was political persecution. They're like, okay, so did you guys investigate the other side? Yeah, we did. What happened to them? Nothing. Oh, okay. So there were investigations on both sides of the aisle, and only one side came up with guilty people? Yeah. Well, I think maybe that one side is guilty. No, it's political persecution. Do you recognize like how dumb of an argument that is? I do see the chirpers here today, the cowardly chirpers. I see you there, New York, Long Island. I've been told by my moderators that most of the chirpers have turned off their invite requests. I think that's you guys are more comfortable there in the comments. I get it. I wouldn't honestly, God, I wouldn't want to defend this if I was you either. There's not a way to defend it. Let's go back. All right. Bree is back, and let's start with Lisa. Lisa says, my name is RTP, and I am a sexual harassment victim, and I like it. I like it later. In the moment, I'm not a fan, but later I like it. All right, Bree, remember for Bree, we have now entered the Ferris wheel. It's a 2-minute cycle on the Ferris wheel. Okay, now I guess it's 10. Each cycle is 10 minutes. We're going up and you're rubbing all over me while kissing my neck. I can see your boner practically bursting through your pants. And I'm moaning softly. No one is looking. And as soon as the Ferris wheel cycles to the top, you have a choice to make. Great. But you are being pretty generous with the bulge there. The choice is your choice. Finger popping or fucking. You have to pick one. We have about 15 minutes left. Finger popping, of course. I'm not getting naked on it's a glass Ferris wheel. What are you talking about? Barely look myself in the mirror when I'm naked. Ashley says, I'm thinking about buying a DeLorean for my next vehicle, but I can only drive it from time to time. That's solid. And also, why did the ghost go to rehab? It was addicted to booze. You guys don't encourage Bree. This is not good. This is not good for the soul. We have good Christian folk here, good God-fearing folk here. Wasn't this a Marky Mark movie? Is this a Mark Wahlberg movie? Did this happen? All right, and then okay, that's it. That's it for the Sean Ryan stuff I have. I would highly recommend watching it. I'll probably have some more clips in the coming days. That's all I had time to clip this morning. Where are we at on time? It's one. Oh, it's about time for Friendly Friday. Let me also say this. During Friendly Friday, I'm happy to continue to read these comments. Let me do the math here. Jen, if you want to come up, you're welcome. Let me do some math here. All right, there we go. Hello, Jen.
I'm here. All right. So
let me update this. All right. So what I was going to say is, again, we cut this short every Friday, and usually that means that gifts come in less quickly. You're welcome to still send gifts. I'm just going to make this. I'm going to make this the rule. Let's see. So we're at total. The gift goal is $160. Every dollar after $60 that we knock out will go 100% to Jen. So out of the 160 left, every dollar we raise over 60, and she still gets a share of the original stuff, but every dollar over the $60 will go to Jen. So if you want to send in donations, again, they'll go to Jen. Other than that, it is now Friendly Friday. You are welcome to enter the box. Do so, tread lightly.
Merp, I'm not doing this for free. Merp's been in my DMs.
You know who is doing all their stuff on TikTok for free though? Merp. Yeah. Merp is. Yeah.
All the engagement. So thanks, Merp. We appreciate you. All right. Let's see.
Get in my box. It's roomy in here.
All right, hold on. If the mods want to bring up people that would.
Merp is an internet troll who keeps DMing. I DM Jen for sure and Bree for sure. I don't know if there've been any other. If you have Merp DMs, we're happy to read them. Terry says, "Do you think you could handle Bree if you hooked up?" Absolutely not. I'm 100% sure on that. Leanne says, "A mom hug to help cope with the sexual harassment." Thank you, Leanne. Thank you very much. I needed that. I felt the warmth of that hug. Jumar says, "My name is RTP and I'm not wearing pants right now." I am wearing pants, but I'm fairly convinced that you're saying that to get me to stand up to do a cakewalk, and I'm not gonna fall for that shit. All right. Is Mike first?
Yep.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday. I'm first for once. This is cool.
Yeah.
Hey, I've seen that Mike Johnson already failed his first round in the House. And I know that they have to have a speaker to certify the election on Monday, the 6th, right?
It's done now. He won the second round.
Oh, he won. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So, shoot.
I know. We were all wishing. We wanted a little more dysfunction.
Right, exactly. Well, it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, that's the last straw right there. After this, it's going to be so sad watching Kamala, certify the elections.
I didn't even think about that. That is going to be sad. I haven't even thought about that. That sucks.
Yeah.
Way to bring us down on a Friday.
I know. I'm sorry. But it is what it is. But it's really sad. It's very, very sad.
Yeah.
But, oh well, I'll just say. And another thing about that breathe thing going on. I mean, hey, if you want to just cuddle together, I mean, it's always open for that.
Appreciate it. I appreciate the offer, Mike. Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a good weekend, Jay.
You too, brother. We'll see you.
All right. Bye.
Dennis says, W, Jen, for making this show possible. Amanda says, happy Friday. Go Birds. Thank you.
I want to remind everyone, we're going to do Friendly Friday for the next hour. So if you guys want to come up, hop in the box, we'll be going for the next hour.
Real quick, one comment and then positive impact. Trudy says, feel better soon, Jen. Thank you.
I'm
Positive
getting
impact.
better.
Welcome.
It's better.
Oh yeah, these bugs that are going around right now, I swear, we have it going through our house too. It's the gift that keeps giving.
It's terrible. I hate school. No, nobody like your children are just petri dishes. They just bring home whatever.
Seriously.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, mine, she goes outside playing with it, like no jacket on. I'm like, please, you're gonna get sick. She's like, no, I'm fine. I'm not cold. I'm like, I'm gonna get sick. Every time you get sick, you make me sick. So.
Oh yeah, it spreads like wildfire. I'm the robotics coach for my son's high school robotics team, and yeah, every time I go there, I'm just like they want to get like close to me, and I'm just like 6 feet, stay away. I don't want it's like I can make it through the season.
Just tell them you kick or something. Just tell them you're like a horse. If you get too close, you tend to kick.
Yeah, I should start practicing that. Yeah, I just, I love Friendly Fridays, getting a chance to talk with you guys. But I do so appreciate all the work that you guys put in.
Thank you.
It doesn't go unnoticed. Just the consistency of what you guys put together, and just, bringing a lot of times, I get different news bits around. And what I really appreciate is the different places that you get the news from, that just helps bring a more complete picture for me. So I really appreciate that, like what we talked about today, and especially what they're talking about on the right. It always amazes me what they buy into. And I have family members that like quote this stuff to me, and I get in fights with them on Facebook, and it's just like, are you like, it just blows my mind. But
yeah, well, thank you. That was very nice. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Have a good weekend.
Yeah, keep up the good work. Thanks.
Thank you. See ya. Jumar.
Hello. I'm just here for the trivia. So
yeah, we're not doing trivia today. Jen, you got a trivia question?
Where the questions at? Let's go. I was on fire.
We're on fire.
I also came here to give Jen, just to make her feel better, the Trump's titty milk. I just stocked up.
What's it taste? What's Trump titty milk taste like?
It's definitely like the McDonald's fries, like at the bottom of the bag, the ones that are good.
Yeah,
it tastes like that.
It's good.
Ew.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Ew.
I was guessing like 4-day-old fillet of fish.
No. That's the last one. The first bottle's good. The last bottle's bad. But I got you, Jen. I'm gonna send that to you today.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
I guess. Thank you for.
You're welcome. Cool. And stop acting like you're not happy.
Knock it off.
So it's
Jen.
fine.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm trying to make you feel better.
Thank you.
Give it to your spawn as well. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Love you guys.
See you, dude. Devo, what's up?
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
Good. I don't really have a question. I just wanted to say that as a Bills fan, we're looking forward to seeing 49ers in the playoffs. Oh, wait, that's right. We're not going to.
Thank you.
I know. Sorry, bring it down on a Friday.
You want to I have a friend yesterday that messaged me last night and was like, hey, I've got tickets because the Niners are playing the Cardinals. It's like, I have tickets there 15th row midfield. Do you want them? I said, no, I'm not going to that. There's no way. I have no desire to go and be humiliated in front of other fans. So thank you.
That's fair. Well, we're excited because this is one of the biggest runs we've had, and we've been so close the past couple of years. So
well, I love Josh Allen. I'm on the Bills bandwagon for the AFC playoffs. I'm rooting for the Bills.
You?
Yeah, I'm with
good.
you. Yeah.
Good. Yeah, I don't have anything political. I just wanted to say that. So
Thank you. Good
all
luck.
right. Have a good weekend. Go Bills.
Any blush inducing?
No, Jen, be quiet.
Fine.
Hey,
Jen, you
Athena.
can kick. Jen, can I have the honor of being kicked, please?
Yep, got you.
Thank you.
Real quick before you go, Athena, Natalie says 2 windmills were sitting on a hill. One asks the other, "Do you have a favorite song?" The other replies, "Well, all my life I've been a heavy metal fan." Yeah? No? All right. What's up, Athena?
Say windmills again.
Windmill. What do I say?
Windmill.
What do I say that's wrong? You say it. Great. I'm already getting wheezed at. You've been here 12 seconds. I'm getting wheezed at. It's never a good sign.
No, it was so
Is there
funny.
a mattress that's deflating somewhere, or
does it sound like
I can't stand you, Jen. No, what was the word you said before? Israel? No,
Yeah.
not Israel.
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 No, when no, you said another word.
I think I might have said Israel.
Well, no, you said
Well.
whale. Say whale.
Which kind of well?
Wait, no, say whale.
Which one? The swimming one?
Oh, yes.
Whale. It's whale. Get out of here. I'm just getting made fun of. This sucks.
I'm sorry. It's actually adorable.
Thank you.
Okay. No. I came up to basically, first of all, say, can I just give Jen her flowers?
Please.
Jen is an amazing moderator, like genuinely so organized. She is literally the glue that holds a lot of things together, and people don't understand the amount of work that Jen puts into all the projects she works in. So so I just wanted to kind of give Jen her flowers. You're an amazing moderator. The way that you have like a blacklist in your mind, and you know who to block, where to block them from. You never ever forget a name. Very vindictive. We love to see it.
I mean,
Now, I just wanted to say that I appreciate you, Jen. You really are amazing. Also, can I say, every time I have had like an issue and I might have been annoying, Jen has always been there for me. And Jen has literally like persistently blocked people who have harmed me from a lot of spaces, and has worked very hard to make it as safe as possible for as many people as possible. So I wanted to give Jen her flowers. She does an amazing job. Yeah.
She hated that so much.
Can you insult me now so that we can get back to normal? That would be cool.
Fuck you.
Thank you.
That's it.
All right.
But yeah, it's okay. I did that because I love to make Jen suffer, so I wanted to make her like feel very uncomfortable. And RTP, as per usual, like you do like a really, really amazing job. Especially like when you pronounce whale. It's like very perfect.
Get out of here.
No, I'm just joking. No, genuinely though, like I love your breakdowns.
Thank you.
And also the way you debate. I think like it's very, very underrated. And sometimes like you just use pure logic to debate, and that just, I don't know, it just makes things that you say just make very, very like a lot of sense. And sometimes when there are things I don't understand, you break it down and make it make sense. So
Thank you.
I appreciate you for that.
Thank
and
you.
that raid the other day was really cute.
Thank you. And thanks for the video this morning. Athena's the one that sent me that video of I forget what it was called. I can't remember the name of that YouTube channel.
Ask Project or something.
Ask
like
Project.
That.
Yeah, that was so good. Thank you for that.
Yeah, but I just wanted to say that, and thank you for the raid the other day as well. That was really adorable.
You're welcome.
But I'm gonna drop.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Athena. Von Swede?
Actually, Jen, can you kick me?
There you go. See, Von Swede,
Hi.
welcome. Hey.
So what's a trivia?
It's not trivia. Yeah.
No, I got nothing either. I just wanted to say hi and
Hi.
Happy New Year and Happy Friday. And
Are you freezing to death yet?
yes, I am. It is. I think it's like -2 Fahrenheit
Ew.
right now.
Ew, dude. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I know.
Ew.
It's not okay. It's fucking freezing. So,
All right.
heard Arizona is a little bit better.
It's like 80 today.
That's barely even summer for us. This
Yeah.
summer, like a few days, maybe we reached 80.
It's not summer for us either, if that helps at all.
No.
All right.
It's raining here. Rain makes me happy.
It doesn't rain.
I hate sunshine.
I do. I love the rain. It is my favorite. You think I'm kidding?
Until the
Rain makes me
rainbow
happy.
comes out, then she's mad.
Yes.
I want gray.
I love the rain. I could live in Seattle. I love it so much.
You would thrive in Seattle. That
I
might
would.
be you'd do great there.
Yeah, I don't think California is the state for you, Jen.
It's really not. It's bullshit.
Yeah. Can we switch? Maybe?
Possibly.
For healthcare.
Great. Yeah. True. Yeah, I'm not leaving. Sorry.
Yeah, damn.
Yeah.
What is? Oh, is that is that a baby? Do we have here a baby?
That's my dog.
That's your dog. Oh, your dog sounds like an infant.
Well, it's a Chihuahua.
Well, go take care of the Chihuahua. I love you.
I love you too,
All
and
right.
I love you the most, Jen. Please keep me.
Bye.
Let me read some comments real quick. Alexander said, "Please learn how to say idea better. Idea. How much? Jen, say it.
Idea.
Idea. Okay, I'll try. I have no promises.
How are you saying it? Say it again.
I was saying idea, but I think I say idea. Yeah, idea. Yeah, that's stupid. That's now hearing it. It's stupid. Sorry. No promises. And Amber says this mom will naked cuddle you for support. Great. Thank you. Who's this? I don't see the name. Zane, what's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, man. How are you?
Good, good. As far as Seattle goes, I live in Seattle and it is currently raining. But I actually don't mind the rain. We don't get a lot of snow, so that's a plus. But I don't mind the rain. I kind of like it.
Well, my mom's there. Say hi to my mom if you see her. She lives there.
The rain's just
Okay.
relaxing. It's very calming.
It
too.
is. It's relaxing, and it feels good when you go for a run because I run hot anyways. And then when I'm outside running, like I can't
don't
run
run
if
unless
it's like
I'm being
80
chased.
degrees or hotter.
Yeah,
I don't run
it's
unless
just
I'm being
too much.
chased.
But I will correct you on one other thing that you say as far as words go.
Yeah, please.
If you want to enunciate the C in the word picture, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, I heard it in my head when I just said it. Picture, and I said
Yeah.
picture, don't I?
Yeah,
Fuck.
picture like a pitcher of water. It drives me insane. But hey, you know what? Other people do it too. So it's just part of the accent. But
I'll do
hey, I
my
appreciate
best.
the show, man.
Thanks.
Take care, Jen. If you could kick me, I don't know how to.
Thanks, Zane. Appreciate it. What's up, Deborah?
How you doing there, RTP?
Oh no.
How we going?
Worse now. Worse now.
I'm here in Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Manitoba, hey?
No, it's Manitowoc, Wisconsin.
Oh, Manitowoc. That's where they had the murders, eh?
Yeah, go back, go.
Go back.
Go back. I see you have this lovely lady here with you, Jen.
Yeah.
She's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Be objectified more, though.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If you guys can objectify her a little more, since she does an amazing job around here, she deserves it, eh?
Yeah.
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 She's amazing.
Yeah.
You have that Bree lady there. She says some naughty stuff to you there, bud.
Yeah.
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 That is a weird moan you're doing, bud.
Yeah, anybody catch this? This is Brendan. I'm doing the Brendan Dassey. Yeah. Yeah. That's the Brendan Dassey.
Oh, I thought you were doing that Valley Girls stuff there.
I wasn't. I was doing Brendan Dassey. Maybe it's not as good as I thought it was.
Well, I'm pretty sure Bree is really enjoying those moans.
Great. Great.
Keep doing it there, bud. She's
Yeah.
loving it.
Yeah, you'll betcha.
You betcha.
All right, get out of here. Unless you have 17
Thanks,
seconds.
Deborah.
Oh, that's all I need sometimes.
Sometimes?
Yeah, I mean, well, some guys would only need that with Jen, you know.
All right. Well, great news. I've got more. I was like, is this my school principal that is coming up here? And it was you. I've got some messages to read. You can stay for these messages if you'd like. Bree says, another round of fingering. I'm wearing a dress and you slowly slide your hand between my legs, making sure to tease me. You rub between my thighs and edge closer to my lips, but not. Did you just go close the door? Somebody just closed the door. Yeah. Somebody just had to close the door.
Your privacy.
That's because our kids come around when they come on. Sorry. Edge closer to my lips, but not touching them yet. You wait until I beg before you slide my lace to the side and start.
That's a fabric.
I get it now. And start rubbing my kiln. I can't say that. I'm pretty sure I can't say that word.
Kiln? Like what you do pottery in?
Yeah. You keep rubbing until I'm dripping wet and I'm crying for you to finger me.
Face up.
You slide 1 or 2 fingers inside me slowly, and I gasp. The macaroni sounds have turned into gushing and waterfalls, and you go faster, and I pick one. Cream or start squirting? Oh, my God. Cream. Cream. Yeah, welcome, everybody, to the... All right, who's next? Jesus, Chandra, I think it's you.
Well, thanks for that follow.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry I have to read those. I don't feel great about it.
Yeah, but Bree's hot.
Yeah. Yep. Cool. I don't know how
little too advanced?
Probably, yeah. She's giving me calculus and I don't know how to do addition.
Love it. Well, I haven't said hi for a while and thought I'd say hi. And let's see, I've been missing shows.
Why do you sound like Miss Julie?
I don't know who's Miss Julie.
Do you guys hear it too?
No, a little, not
maybe Miss
not a lot.
That's
Maybe
cool.
a bit.
Sorry, things have been good. How have you been?
Okay. Sick kid, but I did get disability, so this whole life has started, but with the holidays it's confused and I don't know what I'm doing yet.
Oh, I never know what I'm doing. That's called life. That's how it works.
True. That's how I've muddled through pretty much.
Yeah. This is crazy. You sound just like Miss Julie. Are you fucking with me right now? You're not messing with me?
I'm not.
That's crazy.
Not even, maybe an itty bitty bit, but no.
Other people in the chat are hearing it. I'm not alone on this.
Really?
Yeah, but this is the ultimate compliment.
Still the same.
Okay, good. Yay, thanks.
Yeah, it's.
Don't ask about the Bible.
How is Cam here again?
Because he snuck in.
I got him.
Wow, Miss Julie. I guess I'll have to wait until I hear her.
Well, she might be here. I don't know. She was here the other night. She actually go on our YouTube and search Miss Julie, and you'll laugh until you pee. I guarantee it.
Okay. Sounds good.
Have a good weekend.
Take care.
We'll see you.
Right.
I love you. Stop asking. Was that your door that was closing?
I think that was my son. He was going in to play the VR.
Oh, okay.
And I think he was closing his door right at the time that was inappropriate. So I'm on a headset, so he didn't hear anything anyway.
Oh, good. So what's up?
But yeah, he thinks he's grown,
They do that. Yeah. My daughter was saying the F word yesterday and blaming it on her doll. So that was pretty cool. I know how that goes.
When my daughter was little, she would do stuff like that. And she had a twin sister that was finger-sized and lived in her pocket.
That sounds like what Bree wants to do to me.
Well, yes, that is the thing.
I've got a video of my daughter when she would say walk, it sounded like fuck. And so
I have a video of my daughter, maybe 3-4 years old, belting out the words to "I touch myself."
Oh
no.
To see a toddler do it is just like, you have to have that experience.
That's terrible.
Especially in a convertible going down the roads in Hawaii. It was
She
So
she
funny.
caused the fire.
So
She
funny.
caused the fire. That's probably what it was.
She might have.
That's what caused
I
the
mean, you know,
Lahaina
she
fire.
was
The wrath of God.
she was 4 20 years ago, so
I'm
you know.
going to be 420 in about 10 minutes. Or
Nice.
40 minutes.
Okay.
40 minutes. Sorry, I thought we were closer to the end. Yeah.
Well, I just came up to say, you know, all the things, and you suck.
Thank
My
you.
son is on the VR, otherwise he would tell you.
All right. Well, let him know I know he meant it.
I will, absolutely.
Have a
Okay, Bree, your turn.
Have a good
Love
weekend.
you.
Hi, Bree.
Hello.
Hold on really fast. My spawns. So Bree actually recommended some games to my spawn for her VR. So I think you said you figured it out. What was wrong?
My room wasn't bright enough.
Your room wasn't bright enough.
Oh no.
Okay.
It wasn't working for a full day.
Okay.
I'm
All
glad
right,
you
go ahead.
figured it out though. That's awesome.
Bree's been the VR.
I'm tech support.
Yeah.
Let me read a couple comments before you go.
Yeah,
Bree.
finish them out.
Leanne says, are those your actual dimples or did you have piercings at some point? Those are dimples. I'm terrified of needles. I almost passed out getting a tattoo, so I don't think I'd be good at that. Cam says, this is for Jen, whom I admire and love deeply. I also fear her. Jen is one of the best and brightest among us. My hope is that she receives this with love as is intended. I love you, Jen. I will sing
I'm
your
gonna block Cam.
I will sing your he wasn't done. I will sing your praises for the rest of eternity. It's not fair that Jen doesn't have to cam up to hear these. Oh, good, Bree. Great. You're going to sit. I have to say this while you're here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is the immersion. We've all decided as a collective that we're doing immersion therapy for you.
Don't be embarrassed. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just won't be embarrassed. I'll fix that.
Yeah, that sounds great.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
Wonderful.
So much time has gone by that. Oh, sorry. Tone. So much time has gone by that we don't realize that the wheel has come full circle twice and we're at the bottom. The Ferris wheel doors suddenly open. We're startled and see the operator staring at us with a face of surprise. Oops, we're ending there. I love that. Thank you.
Wait, did you make the comment?
Ah, shit, maybe.
What number did that say?
3?
Did you read 2?
Yeah, I did, because there was an option of go faster and cream more or start squirting. God damn it.
You can reread it. It's okay.
I did. Yep. So that was it.
No, he read it, but his face was pretty much.
And now
down.
everybody's saying that I keep saying wheel.
Yeah.
Wheel.
No, don't
Wheel?
do that.
You say
Don't do
it.
that.
Tell me how to say it
Will.
correctly. You said that's what I'm saying.
No, you're adding a huh with it.
No, but I say wheel. No, I say will. Ferris wheel. Yep. Yeah, I hear it now.
You're saying
All
will as in
I
like
know. Like,
WILL. Okay.
yeah, I hear it now. I have a brother named Will, and it's the same. I'm saying it the same way. Yeah, I hear it now.
Okay. Is
Yep.
it Will? Like actually William? William?
I mean, I'm sure it's William. I don't know.
You don't know your brother's name?
Well, a biological brother. So I've known him like 5 years.
Yeah, but you should still know his name by now, right?
I'm sure it's William. I'm sure it's William.
Wow.
Sorry if he's here. If you're here, Will.
I will.
Hull's been offering to teach you how to speak. He said that he can't wait to teach you vowel sounds.
Yeah, Hole can teach me how to speak, and I'll teach him how to alter the pitch of his voice so that not every word comes out sounding exactly the same.
Oh my god!
Freaking
Dang, just catching strays.
Freaking serial killer voice. All right, Breeze, floor is yours.
Yeah, I just came up here to see if you liked the story. Did you like Choose Your Own Adventure?
I loved it. It was
I
a
thought it was
highlight of my day.
Wonderful. You'll probably get more of those, so I hope you enjoy that.
Thank you.
I try to get you to be a little more adventurous.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Thank
Exactly.
you.
You just gotta choose.
Look, it's probably working, but I still hate it. Like I always hate therapy. I never like going to therapy, but I enjoy. Afterwards, I see the benefits, so I appreciate that.
Well, there was going to be a story either way. You tried to change it from library, and it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
Yeah. Also, the amount of cycles didn't matter because you said 2. Thinking,
Yeah, and you made it 10 minutes. You're a cheater.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I'm not a cheater.
All right.
Hey, you tried to get out of it. You should have said 4. I would have made them 5 minutes.
I have another question. How long is a minute and a half, Jen?
A minute and a half?
Yeah, we're at 40 seconds left. This has been 35 minutes.
A minute and a half is 90 seconds.
Yeah. Do you feel tortured?
Yes.
Just sit here in it. It's okay.
All right.
We're teaching you all kinds of stuff. I mean, you learned what lace is. That's fabric.
No.
Lace panties. I'm
No, I
here to
know what
help
it was.
you.
I was like, what is there? I thought you were calling something else lace. I was trying to figure out like but it was actually
Now, what
lace.
would you slide to the side? Come on, Jay. What would you slide to the
I
side?
thought maybe we were doing the electric slide. Honestly, I was like, slide
Liar.
to the left. That's what I thought.
Liar.
Yeah.
You did not believe that.
Everybody clap
Come
your
on.
hands.
Come on. No, don't make it less embarrassing. Shut up.
Turn it up. All right, that's time. Bye, Bree.
Bye.
Devo, welcome.
So I know
I know it's not the right song for electric slide. Shut up. I changed it halfway through.
I know I was already up, but I have a kids say the darndest thing story, and being a Golden Girls fan like me, you'll appreciate it.
Good.
I'm 37, and when I was a kid, like I watched Golden Girls all the time with my parents, and I guess they didn't really think about some of the language that was used, and we were watching it, and Blanche said something. Apparently, I was like 5 or 6, and I yell out, "Oh, Blanche, you slut!" And my dad's like, "Okay, honey, we don't say those things outside of the house, please."
Yeah, I like your parents. My rules were so strict at my house that I had to watch Golden Girls when my parents weren't home. I wasn't allowed to watch Golden Girls.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good thing you found it and were able to. But yeah, I figured you'd appreciate that. 30 years later, my dad still tells the story. So
That's amazing. I love that story.
all right, I'll let you talk to others.
Thanks, Devo. What's up, Cam?
Thanks.
It's pronounced Ghislaine. I just want.
It's Ghislaine.
Yeah, you're going over your. Going back to the trivia the other night.
Yeah.
One of the questions you had, it was about Alaska. We were talking about Alaska for a second there.
Yeah.
So did you know they were both Alaska and Hawaii were.
What's going on, good listener? Welcome.
Hey, I'm here to teach you some vowel sounds. How's it going?
There you go. Got a little emotion in your voice now. There you go.
Now, I know it feels like football season's over for you, but it's just beginning.
Yeah.
You should become a Commanders fan for the next few weeks.
I do like Jaden Daniels. But I think I would only need to be a Commanders fan for 1 week.
That is likely, but what if? What if?
What if? Here's the thing. I have a friend who's like their family lives and dies with each Commander's win and loss. So they mostly die. Like as long as I've known them, they've just been miserable. I sent him a picture of side by side that I saw on Twitter of Jaden Daniels and RG3, and he's like, "Don't ever send me that shit again."
He's already beaten his record, the rookie.
I know. I was like, that's not the person you want to be on
a
a image with. You don't want to be on the same image as RG3.
Yep, facts.
I look forward to Jaden Daniels leaving Washington and having a good career somewhere else. Oh. Are you back?
I just got an emergency alert right as you said that. Sorry.
Oh, no. What's breaking now?
What was the alert? I was reading it.
Snow squall.
First time on. We can't hear you when you read it.
Sorry, snow squall warning.
What's a snow squall?
Hey, you said it right at least. It's like a flash storm.
Bitch. It's a what?
Like a flash storm, like a brief but powerful storm.
All right, heavy wind with snow is what everybody else is saying. Is that correct?
I don't know.
All right.
It doesn't say what it is. It just says that there's an alert.
All right. Well, everybody's saying heavy or flash snow, whiteout conditions.
It's not snowing here. I can put my camera on.
Yeah, this is a warning of impending weather. It's not an update of. They're not telling you what the weather is currently.
I don't understand. Trump 2024.
Get out of here.
Fine.
Breeze back. Let me read something real quick though. Zane says, "Love the show." Thank you, Zane. Bree, did you add another one, or is this the same one? You didn't add a new one. Okay, gotcha.
You can read it again. Don't worry.
It wasn't even one of the ones that made my face red. You don't even want me to read it.
Reread one of the ones that made your face red.
Nah. Why are you back?
First of all, shout out to Blessed for giving me their time.
Yeah, blessed deferred time.
So I get another 90 seconds.
Great.
Hey, I don't know if you noticed, this is something Von Sweet pointed out, but if you look at my coin count, that's a position for us.
I can't see your coin count on.
You can't?
No.
It's 69.
Oh, on TikTok Studio, I can't see anybody's
Oh, I can
coin
see it.
count.
Yeah, it's 69.
But you can't see it on my screen, right, Jen? Oh, it's 79 now. I see it.
Damn it. No,
You have to
okay.
hover
thank
it.
you. Kate
I
Cameron.
Did we lose Jen?
She's teacupping.
All right. Well, what can I help you with?
I'm just here to make you sit in it again. That's all.
Great.
Enjoy it. Don't look away.
I have to look away. There's not another. There's just not another option.
Why? Well, this is retribution for you yesterday trolling me. So
What did I do
I hope
yesterday?
you enjoy this.
I don't remember what I did
Oh, the
yesterday.
date. Yeah, the date.
The hell is everybody talking
You said
about?
I don't think 2025 is going to be a dating year for me. No one said like relationship. Calm down, sir.
I got a lot of shit to do in 2025.
Okay, don't we
I'm not
all?
allowed to go anywhere. I have to do this so that Jen doesn't quit.
Excuses. Well, no one said you had to leave your house.
Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Time's up. Have a great weekend.
Yeah, you too.
All right, bye. Fuzzer, what's up? You're muted, you fucking log.
I'm like, I see this now. I
What's
want to
up,
say down in
dude?
the chat, I see a lot. But even before I started talking, W Fuzzer.
Oh,
Boom.
nice. There you go.
I like that. And I was just saying that, well, you were lacking friends today. So I said, oh, I feel bad for you.
Thank you.
So I decided to stop by. And then, of course, as always, I feel like I need to say, sorry, Jen. I'm not sure why, but I'm sure there's a reason.
There
always
is. Always. Yeah.
Always. And a snow squall. So it's about a 2-minute blizzard is basically what it comes down to.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it's a lot of wind, a lot of snow, very fast time.
That's my only sex move is the 2-minute blizzard.
That's giving you too much time.
Okay. Well, listen. Sometimes, yeah, it's like a build up.
That was my nickname in college. But anyways, that was about it. Sorry that San Fran sucks so bad, but
Thank
hey,
you.
I'm a Pats fan. We'll suck together. Hey, we got the number 2 pick though. Boom. You guys fucked up.
Yeah, you'll fuck that up. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Hey, I like May so far though. I'll tell you that.
Drake May?
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of NFL. I don't think I've watched Drake May play once. I don't think.
No. He's coming around. He was a little weak at first, but he's quick and good time.
Oh, Pats. You said Pats fan. I thought you said Packers. I was like, why are you bringing up Drake? Okay, Pats. Yeah.
Pats.
I was like, how did Green Bay obviously doesn't have the number 2 pick. I don't know why I was thinking that. Yeah. Well, good luck.
Yeah, thanks. All right. Well, anyways, again,
See you,
Jen,
brother.
you're the best. I love you.
What's up, Mikey?
What's up, dude? Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Just want to ask why I'm catching strays. You said that I and Hull sound the same, so I sound like a serial killer too?
Now this time you don't sound like Hole, so I don't know. No.
I also wanted to ask
Or what Hole would sound like if he had expression in his voice.
Like if Hole was really excited about something, it would sound like you right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't hear it.
That's more emotion than Hole has ever shown. That you just did right there was really.
Yep.
I also wanted to ask the chat if anybody else, when they hear the words Bree says, they look over their shoulder. I live alone, like with my wife.
Yeah, you don't.
And I still look over my
Oh,
shoulder
like when
hear Bree
I
says.
say Bree says. Yeah. I understand that feeling. Every
I
time
know
I
I'm
just
not gonna
hope.
get in trouble.
Yeah.
But every time.
Yeah. It's like getting caught by your parents.
Yeah, exactly.
It's comment porn. Yeah.
Anyway, I hope you have a good snow squall this week.
Thank you.
Hopefully you get to lay down with Bree and
come on.
Come on. Get nice and cozy in the blizzard.
I'm going into the wilderness. I'm going to go camping. That's what I'm doing this weekend.
Do you know I get
Oh, you
lost with like looking for more fungi?
I'm going to take some fungus with me.
You should.
Thank
But
you.
you should also start doing night debates again. We got to figure out how to get you
I know.
a pipeline of MAGA, dude.
Yeah, we'll figure it out one of these days.
Yeah, I mean, Jay, every now and then I get a message from him where he's like, "High idea."
I call those high ideas.
That's exactly what I call them. when I go on my walks, occasionally I'll just send Jen something. I'm like, I have no idea if this is a good idea or not, so I'm telling it to you, and we'll revisit it tomorrow.
Yeah.
Those
And
are the best.
there's been like there was I think a more recent one that he brought that up, and I was like he's talking about it, and I go to call him because it's one of those things where it's like it would take a lot to message back by text, and so I call him and he's like, no, it is not talking time.
Yeah.
No.
Immediately gave me anxiety that Jen was about to dissect my idea. I'm like, no, I can't do that right now.
I can't
Love
speak right now.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, happy Friday. I'm
Thanks,
sure we'll
brother.
chat.
Yeah. Enjoy your
You can
weekend.
kick me, Jen. Love you.
Bye.
Jacob. Oh, was Jacob here? Was I looking at the wrong box?
No, Jacob was here. I'm guessing Jacob hit the end button when he was trying to unmute. That's my guess. But Jacob, are you still here? Or Jacob's
Well,
gone?
I'll tell this story while we're waiting. I got in an argument with a coyote last night on my walk. So I have two dogs. I have Dorothy and Rose, and they're both really good dogs. Like, they listen. But Rose, every time, like if I tell her to go, there's like a spot in the house that they go. Like if somebody rings the doorbell, they have to go sit there. And if I say it, she'll take like 4 steps and turn and look at me. And then I have to say it again, and she'll take 4 steps and look at me. So last night there was a bunch of coyotes going like across the sidewalk, and there was one just sitting there laying down. And it was way behind the other one. So I just stopped and I waited until it realized that its friends had left. And it was walking, and it stopped in the sidewalk like 10 feet in front of me. And I was like, go. And it just slowly walked like 4 steps and then looked at me. And then I said, go. And it did the exact same thing as my dog. And I had to say that like 5 times before it was all the way across the street. And then that fucker just stared at me until I made the turn.
Are we sure that it was really there?
I'm 100% sure that the coyote was there. Yeah.
Okay.
This was not a fungi walk. This was a Mary Jane walk.
Got it. Yeah.
I
Did
thought
you
the
see
coyotes
Roadrunner
left.
too?
What's that?
Did you see the Roadrunner too?
No, I did not see the Roadrunner. I only saw coyotes last night. It was low on wildlife. It's not a new moon, but like a crescent moon.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So they're not out as much.
Are you in some twilight level?
Bro, listen, if you knew where I live, if you went outside after dark, if you're outside after 8 p.m. and you don't see a coyote, that's more rare. That's how, like, they're everywhere. And they're not afraid of humans. They kind of just live there. It's like if you've ever been to Mexico and there's like community dogs where there's dogs that just live outside all the time, and they're everybody's dogs, but they just kind of roam. It's like where I live. There's just roaming coyotes everywhere.
What's a community dog? Like they don't have a home, or
like they do, but they all just roam. Like if you go to Mexico, people have dogs that are pets, but they kind of just roam.
Okay.
Like if you're driving down the street, like a side street in a lot of these places in Mexico, you'll just see dogs everywhere.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's kind of great.
Cool.
All right.
So,
well, I guess we're done. Let me check comments real quick. You guys, there is a little bit more time. We've hit the goal that I promised, and every dollar goes to Jen after that. You're also welcome to gift Jen while she's here. Jen, also, if you can't gift or don't want to gift, you can just send Jen compliments in the chat. You need me to speak. I speak a little bit of Spanish. When I'm drunk, I speak like pretty good Spanish.
you pretend like when you were in Mexico and I asked you that one question and you said you could only speak Spanish. So then I sent you a meme in Spanish and then you said you didn't know it. Remember?
Nope.
No, you
don't remember that at all.
Stupid question.
Yeah.
Stupid question.
Yeah.
We got someone else.
That's right, Mike. I speak ay papi. Who is this? Rara.
Okay, I've never been live before, so I don't know if you can actually hear me or not.
We can.
We're
Welcome.
happy to pop your chair.
Awesome. So I just want to hear you say Maricopa County.
Maricopa County.
You didn't do it.
What was I supposed to
My
do?
husband always makes fun of me because I say Maricopa County, and apparently my vowels sound really funny. So
The O was hard. Yeah, it's a hard O there. Maricopa. Where are you from?
born here, but I lived in Iowa for a very long
There it
time.
is. It's the Midwest. Okay, that makes
Yep.
sense. What part of Iowa?
Also raised Mormon. Cedar
Oh.
Rapids.
Oh,
Yeah.
do you by chance know? Oh, never mind. That's not Cedar Rapids. I don't think he's from Cedar Rapids. Never mind.
There's more than like 1 or 2 people who live in Cedar Rapids.
But but it was a Mormon person. So
okay.
Mormons know each other.
Right.
It doesn't matter if they're in another part of the world. Somehow we know each other.
That's right. No, he was on the other side of, what's the city on the other side of Omaha? Council Bluffs. That's where he's from. I don't know why I thought Cedar Rapids, but yeah, never mind.
I don't know.
I was there in Iowa in Cedar Rapids the year that it flooded, like that whole downtown. What was that? 2000.
I lived there 2008.
8? Yeah, I was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I worked downtown, and literally the very first day that I got to that job, I said, "Hey, aren't you guys ever worried that this is going to flood?" And they're like, "No. This building was built after the flood in '93." And I was like, "Oh, okay, cool." Apparently I predicted it because
That was a wild year of weather in Iowa. I saw like they had this indoor driving range. I just saw it blow away, basically. Like it just tore it up.
Mhm.
It's a wild year.
Yeah. Yep. I have family that still lives there. But anyways, just wanted to say hi.
Okay. What part of the valley are you in? East, west, central?
West. Goodyear.
West. Other side. All right.
Yep.
Well,
all right.
I'm waving at you. You're that way.
Hey.
See ya.
Okay, bye.
Bye. This is Mitra. Hey.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just wanted to come up here and give you a little bit of advice.
Okay.
I think that not succumbing to the fantasies and will of a strong Black woman is a little bit of a microaggression of racism. And you should be utilizing your white privilege to uplift those women, which I'm sure Bree would love.
I'm so sorry. The colonizer in me is coming out. I apologize.
I just wanted to say that.
Thank you.
But seriously, what I really do want to say, I appreciate you for using my story earlier in the week. It meant a lot to me that you found interest in that enough to be able to put it on your show. And I just wanted to let you know that I really appreciate that. And I really appreciate Bree being the third main character of the RTP Daily Show.
Thank you.
Jen first, and then you, and then Bree.
Well, I appreciate you sharing it with me. It legitimately made me cry. So I thought everybody else needed to hear it too. And I appreciate you being vulnerable and sharing that. It meant a lot to me.
Of course. I appreciate you so much, though. I really do.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for accepting my jokes, because sometimes they don't land.
That's all right. Mine land like 10% of the time. I'm used to it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you both.
Yeah.
Have a good day.
Yeah, you too. Have a good
I
weekend.
won't make fun of Jen's new baby this time.
I swear to God, my new baby is almost 11
months.
No,
I was gonna say because it's supposed to be 9 months, right? We got to be close to a due date.
it's so dumb.
Are you not bringing up text on purpose?
No, I'm asking.
Oh.
We're doing friends right now. We're not debating anything. So if you come up, you have to be friendly. So, and then RC's mom is Cam.
Yeah, no, I'm
What's
not
up, Tex?
coming up to argue. I just saw something interesting that I wanted to share with you.
Yeah, what's up?
Since you know how you're talking about Sean Ryan this morning, so he just made a post on X about he's going into hiding for a couple days with him and his family because he got in touch with someone that got a manifesto from the guy who blew up the a retired army guy. He got a manifesto from him. That blew up the Cybertruck. So, and he just released a podcast with him. So I was just letting you know that. Thought that was pretty cool.
Wait, so is this? I'm looking at it. Okay.
Yeah, supposedly the guy who blew up the truck emailed him like a whole manifesto, and I guess they're talking about it on the show today. But he said he's going into hiding now with his family because he feels like he's being tracked.
Whoa. Yeah, I'll read.
Yeah.
So this is the email. It says, in case I do not make it to my decision point or on to the Mexican border, I'm sending this now. Please do not release until 1 January and keep my identity private until then. I'm not under duress or hostile influence or control. My first car was a 2006 black Ford Mustang. For verification, what we've been seeing with drones is the operational use of gravitic propulsion systems, powered aircraft by most recently China in the East Coast, but throughout history, the U.S. Only we and China have this capability. Our OPCEN location for this activity in the box is below. This is the one?
Well, I haven't read the email yet. I just saw that he just released a podcast with the guy.
No, this is Matt Berg. This is the guy from Vegas.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Sorry. I was thinking New Orleans. So
Oh, no, this was like an old army. Maybe I said New Orleans. I meant to say Las Vegas, but this is like an old army buddy of his that he sent this email to before he did it.
Oh, so he didn't send this to Sean Ryan. Sean Ryan got a copy of this? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It
by
was
the
sent
guy that
to
by the guy that he's interviewing on his podcast
Sam
today.
Shoemaker,
yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, I just wanted to let you know that because that's probably going to be pretty interesting, that interview.
All right. Well, thank you. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'll probably cover it
Yeah.
on Monday. Thanks, dude.
All right, cool. All
Have a good
right.
weekend.
Have a good weekend. Bye.
See ya. Jesus. This is so weird. God, it comes off like it's so odd that it comes off false flaggy to me.
All right, Ken, this is gonna be the last one.
I was just saying how it is if you're on Fun Guys. Have you been chased by javelinas while you're on that?
No, no, I've had mostly good experiences, but the first time I ever fun guide, I came on TikTok and I went into a live of somebody I knew, but they were all using like those animal head filters. And there was like 8 of them. So I logged onto TikTok thinking like I thought like the trip had kind of ended, and I logged in. I was like, oh, and it gave me the most anxiety ever. It was horrific. Like every time they spoke, like the animal head would like kind of come out at me. It was terrifying. So
have you come across those lives where it's just a bunch of alien, like each of the people in the panel is a different alien, and they're just all like being quiet?
No,
it's just people. Oh, it's weird. I've come across that once. I'm like, what is going on? It's just, like the stereotypical green alien head. It's like 5 accounts. All the panelists are all the same thing, and it's just quiet.
I've never seen that. That would fuck me up. Yeah. I hope I don't ever see that during those times.
That'd be perfect if you came across that during one of those elevated times.
Yeah. Let me know next time you have one. DM it to me, and maybe I'll be elevated at that time.
Perfect.
All right, dude.
All right.
Have a good weekend.
You too. Catch you later.
All right, Fuzzy.
All right. Well, no, I actually wanted to ask Jen something that's going on. Jen, you're in Washington, around there, right?
No, I'm in California.
Okay, well, yeah, someplace. That's close enough. Real quick, Jay, while I'm talking to her, write down, or get a pencil.
Okay.
Okay, write down the number 1.
Can I write? I don't even have a pencil. Can I put this on like my notes on my phone? Is that going to work?
Ready? I'll type in the chat. Okay, real quick. 1. Okay, it's coming up in the chat. Okay, so everyone else in the chat can see this. So it's a 1, a 4, an S, and a 1. Jen, so you're on the Pacific West, whatever. Have you heard about the pod of orcas that are swimming around? There's one mother one that's carrying like its dead calf around.
No.
It's crazy.
I don't know if it's. I think I heard about it at one point, but.
Yeah, it's like really happy. Well, she's done this before. Literally, she carried it, and it's just a crazy story. If you guys get to look it up, I was reading about it this morning. But this happened to. It's just a morning thing, and she has done it before a couple of years ago, and she carried the thing 1,500 miles, just carrying this calf around.
What the hell? What's 14S1? What the hell is that all about?
Oh, so that's Forrest's passcode. 4S1.
Oh, Jesus. You know what's crazy? I was looking on Google and I saw that somebody said, what was Forrest Gump's password? And they saw it and I was like, I still don't get it. I saw it on Twitter while I was looking this up. That's solid.
But the whale story is a true story. It's pretty good. It's just kind of a cool story. But anyways, all right, guys.
All right. Stay cute and cool. Have a great summer. Vicky. Hey.
Hey, Jay. It's been a long time since I came up.
Yes, it has. Where you been?
I've been in the comments.
All right. Good enough.
Listening to Bree up to me.
Yeah.
I mean, I started out with the moist, and I was on.
I remember that. Yeah.
I was very demure about it, but I didn't know. I didn't know we could go full-fledged finger banging and pegging and all that stuff.
He's came very far in his therapy. So.
I can get that way.
Great.
Anyway, have a good weekend.
Thank
Nice
you
to
very
see
much.
you laugh.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, let me check.
Go ahead, Jen. Do your thing.
Let me check comments one more time. I think I got them all. Maybe. Oh no, some came in. Lisa, does I have a message with it? Lisa says, "Why did the peach buy deodorant, Jen?"
I don't know.
To freshen its pits. So good. Zane said, "Love the show." I don't know if I had read that one already, but if I did, all right. I think we're good. Let me check PayPal. I think we're good. Any other announcements, Jen?
Just the standards, subscribe to us on YouTube, here on TikTok, and if you want an invite to the Discord, send any mod a message. Mods, if you want to raise your hand in the chat so they can see who you are. Before I go, a man goes to the doctor and says, "I've got a problem. I've got 5 penises."
Sounds like a solution.
The doctor says, "Wow, how do your pants fit?" He replies, "Like a glove."
I loved that. All right, everybody. That's it. First time ever we ended Friendly Friday early. I appreciate all the support. Thank you for the donations. We were close. This is the closest we've ever come, I think, on Friendly Friday to hitting the goal. Let me add it up just real quick before we go. How did I have gift goal at 18? I did some math wrong. Anyways, thank you guys so much for all the support this week. We'll be back again, probably not Monday. Probably just Tuesday through Friday again next week. I'll see if I can get the video done Sunday night. It takes a lot of work. So a lot of times by Monday morning, I've got the research done, but I don't have all the editing done yet. So it just depends on if I can get my video done Sunday night or not. And that's going to be kind of the case going forward. Like Monday is going to be hit and miss. You can guarantee Tuesday through Friday I'll be here, but sometimes on Monday we won't be there. I did say we hit it, but mostly because I did incorrect math. So I apologize for that. But if you want to catch any of the replays from the shows we did today, including one replay which we need to get clipped of a Republican advocating for socialism on accident, just not really realizing what they were talking about with socialism, you can check that out. It's youtube.com/RTP Talks. You can find me on Twitter, on Blue Sky, on Facebook, on Instagram at RTP Talks, except for on Twitter where it's at RTP Bets. I will be around a little bit this weekend before I go camping. I would love to join some lives if we've got time. So if you have something you find interesting, or if you're hosting a live that you think is interesting, let me know. I'd be happy to come hang out for a little bit. And Jen forgot to say it, but we do have merch in the bio. That helps. And if you'd like to join our Discord, that's free. You can join. Send me or any of our moderators a direct message on TikTok, and we will get you an invite to the Discord. Other than that, take care of yourselves. Try your best to laugh. This is going to be a year that we're going to have to try and laugh a lot. It's going to be a long fucking year. Take care of yourselves. Find friends, like-minded friends that make you laugh. And I will see everybody either Monday or Tuesday, bright and early, 9:30 a.m. to 1 Pacific Standard Time right here on TikTok. And let's look for, we're going to raid Kenzie today. Let's go. We haven't raided Kenzie in a long time. So let's raid Kenzie. Tell her RTP sent you. And I'll be over there for a few minutes as well. Take care.